people at Truck Stop done teamed up with the boy Mark the Mentor. Are you ready to take your trucking business to the next level? With Truck Stop Pro, you get access to the best load board in the game, giving you the tools to find higher paying loads and streamline your operation. And right now, you can try the Pro plan free for 30 days, a $159 value. Click the link in the description to claim your free Pro plan and start making smarter moves for your trucking business today.
Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say. Viewer discretion is advised.
Sweet.
What up? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. And we're going to get this show on the road. How's everybody doing? Make sure you guys hit that like button. And we're going to get this show on the road. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. How's everybody doing? Shout out to Great Polo. Shout out to all the MGM members. UK Hemi, what's going on? Superman Clark Kent, Kirk Morris, what's up? Sharks World, what's going on? Who else we got? Goat Logistics in the building. Jonathan Colin, Von Gray, what's up? SD Walk, Angel in the building. Rich Jew, what's up? Superman Clark Kent. Von Gray says Mark B won all the smoke, wasn't talking about him, and he snapped on me. I didn't snap on you. I said what's known don't need to be. I said what's known don't need to be explained. Some you asked me at the beginning of the show the other day, and that wasn't a snap. I was just saying I don't know what I said, but it wasn't no snap. Trust me, it wasn't no snap. What's going on? Superman Clark Kent, Dr. Anthony Williams representing the crib. One Carolina, what's going on? Christine E. Johnson, We Carry Freight. Box Truck Tone. MMBMTV representing Harvey World. That's the crib. That's right outside Chicago. Shout out to everybody that's out in Harvey. What's going on? Who else we got? Shout out to Pippi. Shout out to all the moderators. All right, so boom. Man, hit that like button too. We got 31 so far. This would be one of them live streams. We probably gonna touch 100 people, but I ain't gonna be on here too long because I think what's known don't need to be explained. The only reason why I'm doing this is because it don't seem like people seem to get it. It don't matter how many people click that link and come up on here. They don't know what they cost for me. I don't know what their operational cost. Every single time, even on live streams where I'm not dropping the link. Hey, hold on. Even on live streams when I'm not dropping a link for people to come up and ask questions, when I drop the link, it's for the smoke. They just let you know how many people trying to get in contact with Big Mark. Even yesterday when I ended the live stream, people were still clicking the link. Just because the live stream is off, the link is still live. The link is still active. You can click that link and people will still call in to ask questions and stuff like that because I don't do mentorship. I don't do coaching. Well, people got to get in tune with me the way they get in. But yesterday, the young man come up here. He's in a fickle. He doesn't know what to do. He overcharged the broker. Of course, they not going to G for it, right? So he needed help. First thing I asked him is like, yo, he wanted me to give him an answer. I can't give you no answer. First thing I asked him what it costs. I don't know. $1 and something. I don't know. There's no butter for something on the calculator. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on all y'all post notifications. Ain't no button on the calculator for something. Ain't no $1 and something. We know it's $1 if you in a box truck and you got expenses. We know it's going to be $1 and something. But what does something represent? All right, so how can I help you? The best way I can help an individual is by giving them a formula so that they can be able to calculate that number so that they know what it costs them, so he know what he should be able to charge the broker for him to sit with that freight on his truck for the entire weekend. But we're going to get into it. So what I'm going to do is I got a video that's under 2 minutes that I tell everybody to go watch. But people don't do it because I don't know why they don't do it. So we're going to watch it together. I'm going to break it down and we're going to go over this. And here's the thing, man. Let's keep it a buck. You know, Big Mark ain't ducking no smoke from nobody. Big Mark ain't never ducking no smoke. Why? Because Mark always drops linkage. I challenge anybody. I call out misinformation. I give you guys the information that you need. It is what it is. Listen, you content creators, I don't care who you are. And this ain't a jab. If you don't know what you're talking about, don't do it. Stop putting up information when you don't know what you're talking about, because this misleads people. You know how I know it misleads people? Because a veteran, a person that's seasoned, that can look at the information, consume the information that you're giving, know it's invalid, know it's wrong, know it's misleading, and then I go straight into the comment section and people say gems, great information, facts. You the only one out here giving it to us on the real. And I'm looking at this shit like, how is this valid information? This shit is completely wrong. Whether you're a friend or an enemy or somebody I may communicate with or don't communicate with, misinformation is misinformation. And as a content creator, you have a responsibility to make sure that you're giving out valid information. Because here's the thing, the consumer, which is the viewer, doesn't know that the information that you're providing is invalid. They're just as naive as you, if not even more naive. So they're going to say things like facts. They're going to agree with misinformation because they don't know any better. So you can't get up on a soapbox calling yourself a teacher or an educator, and this is for anybody. If you feel a way in your heart, then I'm talking about you. If you feel a way, if you uncertain, I'm talking about you. Because if what's known don't need to be explained, then it is what it is. You can't be a educator in a space, or a content creator in a space that is, people are coming to you for education and you're miseducating people. You're misleading them. You're misguiding them. I saw a video the other day and I spoke with this content creator. I'm not going to go into specifics. Video all wrong. And the video is still up. The video is still up. So if I'm telling you the information is wrong, why is the video still up? So that more people can be misled. This is where I have an issue. This is when I start to have an issue. This is where I get upset. This is when I get upset. It's when I get angry. This is when I get mad. This is when I start going on my rampages. I don't like misinformation. I don't like people being misled. People should not talk about things that they're not knowledgeable in. Seek knowledge. Before you can pass off information, you have to make sure that you know that the information that you're going to give is accurate. Let's talk about cost per mile. Cost per mile. Cost per mile, not cents per mile. And that's another. Why people say cents per mile? Why is it cents per mile? It's cost per mile. So how much does it cost you per mile to operate your truck? We're not cents per mile. Angel, you're wrong. You're wrong in the fact of the idea, and then even the spelling is wrong. Sense, S-E-N-S-E, is like, that makes no sense. What you're saying makes no sense. C-E-N-T-S represents a dollar amount. 1 cent, 2 cents, 99 cents. So you're wrong in two aspects. You're wrong in the sense that you're thinking about as far as the way of the spelling. And it's wrong because we're not talking about cents, period. We're talking about cost. All right? So if you don't know, don't get excited and just put some shit in the chat. Chill out, fall back, and learn something. Don't get excited, because when you get excited, you don't know, then you do that, then I got to call you out on it. All right. Content creator, same thing. My link is always pinned to the top of the chat. Listen, I got an open door policy. Cost per mile is what it costs you to operate your business per mile. All right. This is very instrumental, because now you know what you can accept, what you should not accept, or what you can charge. Like the man yesterday, he didn't know what it cost him a day to operate his vehicle from a fixed perspective to be able to charge the broker something. So he just pulled a number out of his ass, and obviously the broker shoved it back up his ass because it didn't make any sense, which is why he came to Big Mark. This is why we're here today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a video that I made about a year ago. It's very simple. It's very educational. It is like very simple. We're going to go through it, and we're going to pause it throughout the video, and we're going to break this down. We got to get this. We have got to get this. And see, this is why nobody want to come, because they don't want to be held accountable. But that's okay. Don't worry about it. We're going to get there. Hold on. Let me move my, where's my mouse? Okay, there it go. Let's watch this. Meet Danny. Danny is a box truck owner operator who does not know his cost per mile. In this video, we're going to help you determine your cost per mile. The first thing you need to do is determine your fixed costs. Fixed costs are expenses that do not change from month to month, regardless of the amount of miles that you drive. I have put some fixed costs here for an example. Please input your own fixed costs and then total the number. Let's stop there. Fixed costs are numbers or costs that do not change from month to month. For example, your truck payment, your insurance, your EOD, your parking, anything that you pay for your trucking business that's on a subscription-based model, right? Like your phone service, anything that you subscribe to, the cost is going to be the same throughout, month to month, all right? So your truck payment, your rental, right? Your mileage, if you're renting a truck, is going to vary, right? So that would be variable. But for the most part, your day rate or your weekly rate for your rental is going to be the same. So I will put that in your fixed cost. You can calculate the mileage as a variable, right? If you're renting a truck, they're going to give you a statement every week when they charge you, and it'll be itemized. So you'll see your weekly rate, and then you'll see the mileage that they charge you for, and then you can place one or the other in the appropriate categories. Insurance, obviously, it doesn't really fluctuate from month to month, so that would be a fixed cost. Your ELD is something that's a subscription-based model, so that's going to stay the same. Your parking, if you park, obviously that's going to stay the same, so on, so forth. What you're going to do, you're going to take everything that does not fluctuate from month to month, that's fixed. You're going to add those items up, and then you're going to total everything up. All right, let's keep it moving. Next thing you need to do is determine your variable cost. Variable costs are expenses that change each month based on how much you drive and how many loads you haul. I have inputted some example variable costs. Please input your own and then total the number. All right, so look, let's go back here. All right, and then total. All right, so now these are example costs that I'm putting fixed and variable. Make sure you put your own costs. Don't mimic the example cost. All right, you have to put your own costs. You're going to have more than the cost that I used in this example. Now, these are variable costs. Variable costs are costs that change from month to month. Fuel is going to change from month to month. Every time you fill up with diesel, or if you're in a van or a box truck that takes fuel, gas, every time you go to the pump, the price is going to be different. You're not going to pump $250 day in and day out. You're going to pump it. When the pump clicks, the number is going to change, right? So throughout the course of the weeks and the months, the price is going to fluctuate. Your total price that you're spending on fuel from month to month to month is going to change. All right. So this is a variable expense. All right. Your food, you're an OTR guy, you're over the road. You're not going to eat at the same place every single day. You're going to be traveling through different states. The food that you eat, the prices are going to be different. The taxes are going to be different. All of that. It's going to change. Your food is not going to stay the same month to month. It's not. Variable costs. Dispatching, right? Dispatcher charge you a percentage based off the loads you move, right? You're not going to move the same amount of loads month to month. The rates aren't going to be the same. So the dispatcher's percentage, even whether it's 8% or 10% or whatever it is going to fluctuate. All right? You're going to pay a fee to the load board, right? That should stay the same, right? You could put that on the fixed cost. If you're paying $159 for truck stop, you're going to put that on the fixed cost side, all right? Freight brokers, fees, your factoring, all that's going to fluctuate. All right? That's going to fluctuate. All right? Maintenance is going to fluctuate. All right? That's not going to stay the same. You're going to have some months you may not incur any maintenance at all. You may have the following month where you might get your tires rotated. You may have the month after that where you have a PM. You may have a month after that where nothing happens. You may have the month after that you have $5,000 breakdown and plus the tow. All right? So that's going to fluctuate. If you are an OTR guy who sleeps in your truck, it may be one of those days where you want to treat yourself to a hotel room. Obviously, this is something that's going to go in your variable expenses. It might be one of those days where you were pumping fuel and the gloves that you use to pump diesel, you actually accidentally forgot them on the pump. That happens from time to time. I'm guilty of doing it back in my day myself, pumping the fuel, taking the gloves. I might have left them on the pump and forgot them up there. So guess what? You get to the next town, you're looking, you go in your storage box. Where's my glove? Damn, I left them at the last location. So now you go in there, you might spend $20 on a nice pair of gloves. That's a variable cost. I'm just making up things in my head to give you an idea of what a variable cost is. You're going to add all your variable cost up. You're going to total the number. All right. So this is the long way to do it. All right. This is the long way to do it. You could total all your cost up. I like to teach people the long way. It's just like back in the school, you had to show your work. You couldn't take the shortcut. You had to do the long division, right? And you had to show your work. This is good because you want to know what your fixed cost per mile is. You want to know what your variable cost per mile is. And you also want to know what the total cost per mile is. All right. So now that we know the formula and you have an idea for fixed cost per mile, variable cost per mile, that you just need to add them. Simple. Just add the numbers. That's it. Keep a track of all your records, add all your fixed costs, total the number, draw a line in the middle of the paper, draw a line straight down the middle. Maybe I'll pull up the whiteboard and give you an example. The other side, put variable costs, put all your variable costs, total each one. That's where we at so far. Total the number. Now that we've determined our fixed costs, we need to determine our fixed cost per mile. Since we have the total number for our fixed costs, we're going to divide that by the total amount of mileage driven for the month. In this example, we're using 10,000 miles. So the total fixed cost would be 43 cents per mile for the fixed cost. All right, so now for this example, I did it for the month. All right, I did it for the month. So with all the fixed costs that I use in this example, all right, this is just an example. These are not real numbers. These are realistic numbers, but these are not real numbers. You're going to get real numbers from your business. All right, whatever your business is doing, you're going to use those real numbers. All right, divided by 10,000 miles. And that trucker is driving an average of 2,500 miles a week for 4 weeks. All right. So his total fixed cost per mile is 43 cents. All right. That's his fixed cost per mile, not his total. His fixed. All right. Now let's continue. Now we need to determine our variable cost per mile. Since we have the total number of our variable costs driven for the month, we need to divide that by the same amount of miles driven, which was 10,000 that we used in the previous example. And we come up with a variable cost per mile of 76 cents. All right, so same thing with the variable cost. We already totaled, we already figured out what our variable costs were from looking at our statements, our bank statements. You should be streamlining all your costs from one business account. Use one account. All right. This is what I have done. This is what I've always done. All right. You can do what you want to do. I'm just telling you the easiest way to go about it. All right. So your variable costs, once you total them, right, and you got that number, right, from there, you're going to divide that by that same 10,000 miles. Well, Mark, why am I using the same 10,000 miles? Because you drove 10,000 miles. You drove 10,000 miles. The miles is the miles, same amount of miles. All right. So that same 10,000 miles that you divided your total fixed cost, you're going to use that same 10,000 miles for your variable cost. And that's going to give you a variable cost per mile of 76 cents. All right. Now, so now we're going to take our fixed cost per mile and our variable cost per mile, and we're going to add those two together to give us our total cost per mile of $1.19. And there you have it, guys. All right, so boom, once you get your total fixed cost per mile and you get your total variable cost per mile, you're going to add those two together, and that's going to give you your total cost per mile. Obviously, the shortcut would be to just add all your costs together and to divide it by the amount of miles driven, and that's going to give you your cost per mile. You want to do it the long way because you want to differentiate what it's costing you on a fixed point and a variable point, so that you know what the fixed cost per mile is, the variable cost per mile is, and then your total cost per mile. Now we've uncovered some things from some other content creators that said some shit about 100,000 miles. Now here's the issue with that. All right, it's bullshit. And Mark already called it out on bullshit. Why? Why am I using 100,000 miles when I have real numbers? The real numbers are the miles that you've driven. So why would I use it on an average? What if I go over 100,000 miles? What if I go under 100,000 miles? So why am I using 100,000 miles as a guide for me to determine my cost per mile? It makes no sense when I have a real number. If I drove 8,000 miles for the month, then I'm going to total my expenses up and divide it by 8,000 miles. That's going to give me my real cost per mile. And that came from a content creator. So I got people coming, well, so-and-so said, well, so-and-so was wrong. Why would I total up my cost and divide it by miles that I'm not driving when I have the miles that I'm driving? What makes more sense? So cost per mile is simple as that. Your total cost, your total fixed cost, your total variable cost, both of them divided by the total amount of miles that you drove, right? You add the two together, which is going to give your total cost per mile. Now, here's something that I saw recently from another content creator. I'm not going to say because I'm not here to beat anybody up, but to those people, when you're watching, I think you should take your videos down because they're misleading. And what happens is people send me these things because what people really want is for me to bring smoke to misinformation. Now I try to do it in a professional way, but here's the thing: misinformation is misinformation. I watched the video the other day and I spoke with this content creator, and the video is still up. I think you should take the video down. Why? Because in the video you said you should have a high cost per mile because your operational costs are high. Why would anybody want to have a high cost per mile? Now, some people have seen this video because it was tagged in my Discord. Why would you want to have a high cost per mile? What sense does that make? In the video, the content creator said you want to have a high cost per mile because we in trucks, the operational cost is high, so you got to have a high cost per mile. That makes absolutely positively no sense. Now, I could show the video and put that person on blast, but I'm not going to do that today. It's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. It's the Lord's Day. My mama done went to church. I'm not going to do that today. Today, we ain't going to do that. So it makes no sense. Why doesn't it make sense? Why would I want to have a high cost per mile? I would want my cost per mile to be as low as possible. Why do I want to have a high cost per mile? Think about it, content creators. Why would I or anybody want to have a high cost per mile. When you sound it out and slow it down, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. You want to have the opposite. You want to have a low cost per mile, as low as possible. If my operational costs are high, right? Or if the cost of operating this within this industry is high, I want to decrease my costs. I don't want my cost to be high. The higher the cost, the harder it is going to be for me to compete. It's the complete opposite. What you're saying is the complete opposite of what I preach and teach every single day on my channel. I teach people to lower their costs. Why? So they can beat guys up. Listen, the only people we want to have a high cost per mile are idiots. Those are the guys that I train over here, these MGMs who are animals. Like over here is animals, bro. Listen, we want people to be misinformed. We want you to go out and do what's not in your best interest, because everybody over here is trained to lower their costs. Because while these guys are over there complaining about the brokers and shit like that, we're not complaining about those things over here because our operational costs are low, so we're able to compete. So, Mr. Content Creator, it's all good, but you're wrong. If I were you, I would take that video down ASAP because it's wrong. You're telling people that they should have a high cost per mile. It's wrong. It's misinformation and it's misleading. And, you know, a lot of people aren't doing what's in their best interest in the first place. So now you got a guy who is trying to do what's in their best interest, and they find your video and they get misled. Something else that I heard a content creator say. So we got one content creator said you should go off 100,000 miles. Wrong. Got another content creator said you should have a high cost per mile. Wrong. Same content creator that said you should have a high cost per mile also said that anything under 70 cents a mile net, you're operating at a loss. You want to have at least 70 cents per mile. Says who? Same content creator said that you're operating a loss if your net per mile is not 70 cents or above. Says who? Who determined that? Because that's absolutely wrong as well. You can't determine what a person. Listen, what makes something profitable? There's one definition for profitability. What makes something profitable or not is if you make money on it. If my cost to sell this ink pen is $1, my cost all in to sell this ink pen. If my cost for production, manufacturing, shipping till it gets to my location is $1, all in, and I sell this pen for $1.01, I'm profiting a penny. It's not up to you or anybody else to determine a bar of profitability. Profit is profit. As long as you're making money from it, it's profit. Whether it's a penny, whether it's a nickel, 10 cent, 50 cent, 70 cent, 80 cent, you can't tell someone that if it's not 70 cent, then it's not profitable. Says who? There's people out there that are operating on 50 cent per mile net and they're fine with it. If they're paying their bills and everything is great and they're living a comfortable life, profiting 50 cent per mile net, then that's their prerogative and they have every right to do so. And there's nothing wrong about that because they're profiting. You can't set a bar, a threshold on what is you deem or some type of industry standard on what's profitable or not. That shit makes no sense whatsoever. If my cost for these ink pens are $1 and I want to sell them for $1.01, if I want to make a penny, that's my business. You know what? I'm going to sell a lot more pens than my competitors, and eventually I'm going to make more than my competitors because I'm going to sell volume because I'm able to sell them at a cheaper cost because I'm willing to take a smaller profit margin. So eventually I'm going to make more money at volume. Technically, that's the name of the game. And in an industry like trucking, that's the person who's able to compete better than the next person. So this guy that's running around waiting for 70 cents a mile net, there's a guy that's willing to take 50 cents a mile net. And that's going to be the guy that takes that same load that they're going out for a difference of 20 fucking cents per mile. Both guys are profiting. One guy's profiting 50 cents per mile. One guy's profiting 70 cents per mile. But the guy who's waiting till that threshold gets to 70 cents, he's still going to be waiting because that guy that's willing to operate at a 50 cent per mile profit, it's going to take the load. And that guy that's waiting on that 70 cent threshold that you say a person should have to meet is going to be sitting there left holding the bag. You think I'm going to sit on my hand when I'm operating at a 50-cent profit per mile for 20 cents? You can't set a threshold. You can't tell the next person where their threshold of profitability should be at. Profit is profit. That's just like telling Walmart, hey, you know what? Your profit margin, you're selling your profit margin on Tide is lower. You're selling Tide for lower than Target because you're willing to take less. You know, you're charging for less, so you're willing to make less money off the consumer than Target, even though Walmart is getting it for less. It doesn't matter. Walmart is doing that purposely because they're selling in volume. You can't give them a threshold of profitability. Whatever they're comfortable with as far as their profit is what they're comfortable with. Profit is profit. Buy for $1, sell for $2. I don't have to buy for $1 and because some guy says, well, if you buy for $1, you're not making money unless you're selling it for $5. That's bullshit. If I buy for $1 and I sell for $2, I'm doubling my money. So Mr. Content Creator there, even though we had a conversation, the video is still up. So I'm upset because it's misinformation and it's misleading. That's 2 mistakes you made in your video. You know who I'm talking to. And the thing is, you made me aware of this shit. I wasn't even looking at you. I wasn't even thinking about you. It's misleading. It's wrong and it's bad information. The cost per mile formula is simple. Now, that in this example, this gentleman, Danny, the cartoon character that I created, all right, his cost per mile is $1.19. Why would he want his cost per mile to be higher? He wouldn't. Danny would want to do everything in his power to continuously try to figure out ways to lower his cost per mile. Why? So that he can compete. The misinformation that I'm calling out right now, the people who follow that misinformation, these are going to be the guys that this guy right here destroys every single day. And then those guys that follow that misinformation, they're going to complain about this guy saying he's taking cheap freight. And see, here's the problem. The problem isn't brokers. The problem is ignorance. That's the problem. It's not brokers. It's ignorance. Because just like this content creator that I'm talking about, the misinformation is what leads people down a rabbit hole of failure. You can't blame shit on nobody. People that listen to that, they're going to fail because they listen to the wrong information. Life is about choices and decisions, so is business. This guy is going to beat that guy 40 ways going north because this is the right information, and he's going to continuously figure out ways to lower it. The lower your cost per mile, the better you compete. So why? When rates go down, because of low demand, low volume, an increase in supply with a combination of low volume and low demand, it's fine. Why? Because this individual is already set to compete and is continuously finding ways to lower their cost. Period. Shout out to Jonathan for the super chat.
Sweet.
I hope you took notes. Marcus gone over this countless times. Go over the content. We're here to learn, but these remedial lessons are too much. And it is too much. I understand we got new people following, so I understand that certain things we have to touch on from time to time to time, but we can't get into the cool things like we did yesterday, like misclassification, because we have to come back and do this. Yesterday, it was a guy that came up on the end, and the link wasn't dropped for Q&A. It wasn't dropped as a call-in show. I took it because I already knew what it was going to be, right? I dropped the link for smoke. But people are constantly calling up in fickles because they don't know what the hell to do, because they're being misinformed or they're coming out here uneducated and ignorant. I don't care. Listen, check this out. I don't give a goddamn what you do in business. You could open a goddamn lemonade stand. You could sell pickles on the corner. Pause. If you don't know what it costs to produce your product to sell, you're going to fail. How can you determine? And then people get mad when I say you're going to fail, which is the dumbest shit. And this is where I get upset. And this is why I dropped the link to prove to you that your favorite people are not who they say they are. Because if I'm opposing their information that they're selling, it would be only right for them to come over here and prove that their product is on point. But instead, they don't say nothing because they look at this dude. This is a smart nigga right here. I ain't fucking with him because if I go up there and he embarrass me, I ain't going to be able to get no more suckers. If you don't know what it costs to produce something, how can you determine what price point you should put on it? Prime example, the guy yesterday. He didn't even know what to charge the broker. He expected to click the link and me to give him an answer. How can I give you an answer when I don't know what it costs you to operate your business? And that's what I told him. So I gave him the formula to determine what he should charge the broker. That was a great example of every single thing that I talk about and every single thing that we see, case study after case study, when people click the link. No one knows. Even content creators that try to educate on, they don't even know. I pulled up on one content creator live stream about cost per mile. He got the lip, got the quivering. Some of y'all was there. Y'all remember he got nervous as hell. Y'all quick to go spend y'all money and then cry to me. When this formula is so simple, why don't you do it? You're lazy. You are lazy. Listen, check this out. You're lazy. If you can't sit up here and add and divide, you're lazy. I want to know every single thing that's coming in and coming out. Listen, how do you expect to scale when you don't know what it costs you to operate one truck? You'll never get to scale. You'll never get at a scale where it's a person going to sit back and be like, all right, you did that. You did that. You all right. Because you're never going to get there because you're not going to know what's coming in or coming out to be able to get you to that point. You're going to probably operate at a loss already and don't even know it. You say shit like, well, man, my fuel, it cost me this much in fuel. And then what's my next question? Well, damn, what? You rent the truck, right? Well, damn, you don't calculate your rental in and your insurance? No, I sure ain't been calculating it. So you mean to tell me the only thing you calculating is how much it costs you to put in the tank? And then you thinking you making money because you paying some bills. Nah, what you doing is you robbing from the sustainability of your business. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on all post notifications. Matter of fact, hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. And to you content creator, continue to provide food for the MGMs. We appreciate you. Yeah, all your content creators. All the thing y'all do is just provide me content. That's all you think you doing. You provided me with cook-ups. That's it. I know you don't like me, but I want you to hit the link. I want to destroy you. I want to. It's just, this is fun to me, right? Because I know this shit inside and out. I'm not gonna get up here and make myself look crazy like some of y'all do. Y'all be making yourself look crazy and don't even know it. I ain't gonna get up on no platform and talk about some shit that I ain't never did or ain't did it long enough to put myself in a position to try to educate somebody else on some shit, and I'm still learning this shit. So then you got a guy, see what it was during the pandemic, it wasn't no experienced guys really in the space. Now it's an experienced guy that's like, nah, that's not right. Nope, that ain't right. You a goddamn lie, because I've been in that situation. That shit don't go like that. You wrong. Oh, hell no. What the fuck? 100,000 miles? Why would I use 100,000 miles when I've been operating for a month or 2 months when I can use my actual mileage? Who told you that? So and so. Why would I want a high cost per mile? Who told you that? So and so. You got people coming in my Discord telling me they paying for content creators that's telling them how to run illegally. Ain't nobody telling nobody they should know what it costs them to run their business. Hit the like button. So that's the formula for cost per mile. It's cut and dry. You need to do what's in your best interest. Listen, we're going to take a few questions. We're going to drop linkage. Listen, I'm taking 2 questions. I'm taking all smoke. All smoke, hit the link. 2 questions only. Only 2 questions. First 2 questions, got to hit the link. Not going to be on all time. I'm not answering any questions. I don't want to read no questions. I don't want to read anything. My eyes hurt. You got to click the link. I'm taking 2 people for questions. I'm taking anybody for smoke. If you oppose what I'm saying, link pinned to the top of the chat. We got all day for smoke. Questions. We're going to reserve that for 2 people because the call-in show is right around the corner. I think we're going to come back with the call-in show Halloween. You dig what I'm saying? I think we're going to bring the call-in show back on Halloween because I don't celebrate Halloween. It's the devil's day to me. Anybody that's dressing up in devil's costumes and ghouls and goblins and anything that's ungodly, it's not a day I celebrate. So I'll bring the call-in show back that day because I don't celebrate Halloween. You dig what I'm saying? So we'll bring the call-in show back probably Halloween day. Uh, 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 and we'll answer all your questions there. You're welcome to come in the Discord anytime because I'm pretty much there 7 days a week hanging out. And if I'm not, there's people in there that know how to get in contact with me to get me there. If it's something that's pressing, it needs my urgent attention. But if you want to catch me on the stream, then call in show in a couple of weeks. All right, link pinned to the top of the chat. There should be plenty of questions about CPM since nobody seems to do it. Now watch this. This is a great social experiment, guys. Hold on. A moderator turned off. Wait, what's going on here? A moderator turned off members only. A moderator turned on subscribers only. A moderator turned on subscribers only. What's going on in the chat? Hold on. Only channel subscribers to 5 minutes long can send messages. All right, so boom. All right, so link pinned to the top of the chat. Questions, CPM questions. There should be a line. Listen, it should look like we selling government cheese on this channel. With from what we seen as far as people not knowing what it costs them to run their business, it should look like an old government cheese line from 1989. They got to sub. Whoever got questions, they got to be subscribed to the channel. If they watching and they not a subscriber, then they can't answer the question. The only way a non-subscriber can chat is if they hit the link. Anybody that's talking in the chat got to be a subscriber. Period. You said that we was on moderator. What was we on? It was only on members only for the chat. Oh, my bad. Oops. No, it wasn't, because I'm looking at people that wasn't members. Superman, Clark Kent, Von Gray. It was people. Angel ain't no member. Chase Ray. All right, everybody should be able to chat now. So link is pinned to the top of the chat. Go ahead. We taking CPM questions. Any questions? Any CPM questions? All right, so that video that I was referencing is on my channel, and it's called, you can search, it's called How to Calculate Your Cost Per Mile for Your Trucking Business Step by Step. All right. That's where you can find that video, where you can use it as a reference. You can use it as a guide. Any questions? All right. All right. Hopefully everybody got it then. Mark, what's crazy? Rich said, man, Mark, crazy as you give out a welcome invitation for questions and watch nobody want to hit the link. Because normally when people hit the link, like yesterday, it's when they're in a pressing situation, where they're in a pressing situation currently, or overall, they're just at kind of like the wit's end, and they're just like, yo, something's got to give. Right? That's when they want to press the button. But when the opportunity to talk on a topic like this one, that for the past year, maybe a little over a year, we've been expounding on this, and no matter how much we talk about it, no one seems to get it, nor does anyone implement it. Now that there's an opportunity for you to come up here and get trained on it one-on-one, nobody wants to do it. So then what I do from there is, then I look at the statistics. I'm a data guy. I like to go off numbers and data, because the data is there for a reason. So majority of the people fail their first year, 85 to 95%. And this is why. You see a lot of people struggle with this. Case study after case study. And when the opportunity is here to learn it one-on-one and ask your questions, nobody asks, which proves that people want to fail. Now, Angel is in here. We're going to call Angel out. He's struggling with it. He ain't hit the link. Who else? We can call him out one by one. You know me, I don't really care. I know this information. I know it already. But I tell you one thing, if there was something I was seeking knowledge on, I wouldn't be afraid to inquire and ask. I wouldn't be afraid. I wouldn't be intimidated. I wouldn't be none of that, especially when an invite is being proposed, you know? So We Carry Freight says, man, I mean, the video is kind of self explanatory. LOL. I send it to people all the time and they still have questions, shaking my head. People just don't want to take the time to think things through. I think that's absolutely right. I think people's comprehension skills are. Listen, man. Here's the thing. I really don't know what the education is in schools for the past 15 years, 20 years, because I haven't been in the educational system. But I do see comprehension lacking. Like, I do see short attention spans, more people with ADHD. I think people just don't want to take the time to figure out things. I think technology has crippled people, you know, because you can just type some shit in somewhere and they'll give you the spew the answer out for you. So now you have a new generation who are entering into business and they don't know shit. They just lost, don't want to take the time and suffer through figuring shit out. They just rather not do it. And this is prime example. See, that's why when I do this right here, like I did in the video, I could easily did a simple video. I could have made the video was a minute and 41 seconds. I could have made it even less by just doing uh all your cost divided by miles driven. But no, I did the long equation because I want you to know the long way to do it. I want you to do your fixed cost per mile. I want you to do your variable cost per mile and then sum it up to your total. I want you to know what your fixed cost per mile is. I want you to know what your variable cost per mile is. Situation like the guy that came up yesterday, that was a situation where he needed to know what his truck cost him per day if he didn't move it. Variables out of the question. What does it cost you? What does your truck cost you per day, even if you don't move it? This is a classic example of why I show people the long way to do it, right? But people want the shortcut. People don't know how to, people don't want to comprehend. People get frustrated. They just, their attention span. What's crazy to me is I don't see how these guys nowadays, these same people that are in the box truck community, that they're not doing what's in their best interest as far as knowing what their cost is. They won't sit there and take the time to figure this shit out, but they can sit there and play 2K29 for fucking hours and hours and hours. You can sit there and stare at this goddamn TV playing a game for hours. You can sit there today, watch football for 4 hours or all day. You might watch a bunch of games. You might watch some preseason basketball games. You might watch a full day of football. You can sit there and watch this shit all day and talk about it. Talk about these players. I be hearing people talk about these guys. I don't even know who these guys are because I don't watch this shit, bro. I don't got time for this shit. Y'all can sit there and name these guys and talk about all these guys, how this guy jumped up and caught the football and how the ref screwed this guy in the end zone and the Cleveland and the New York and all this shit. And that's fine and great. You can watch 9 innings of baseball. You can watch 4 15-minute quarters of football. Was it 12 or is it 15? You can watch that shit. But you can't sit here and add your costs. You can't sit down long enough and add your cost and then divide it by the miles driven to determine what it costs you to operate your business to further help determine what you should or shouldn't take. Um So what I learned is I better be ready to hop in the lion's den, having cost per mile cost of 10 to 12 cents, because they're the ones that have vehicles paid, and when vehicles are paid. What you talk about Lions Den with cost per mile? Who got a cost per mile at 10 cent? Who got a cost per mile at 10 cent? What you talking about? Sevilla says I'm looking to start a cargo van business. I got my LLC EIN bank account. I just set up myself for success. You said you got your LLC, your EIN, and your bank account. I just to set myself up for success. I'm 23. I know this is not the topic right now. All right, anybody gonna hit this link? CPM. It's CPM day. I know 95% of the people in here don't know it. So now is your time. Now is your time. I'm gonna be gentle. Listen, I'm gonna be gentle on you. I'm gonna be gentle. Don't worry about it. We ain't gonna get out of control. We ain't gonna get out of control. We're gonna be gentle. The first person that call up, we're gonna be gentle with them. The first person, I'm only gonna be gentle with the first person. If somebody else call up after the first person, I can't promise you. First person I'm gonna be gentle with. I promise you. Don't worry about it. Seville says he just wants to set himself up for success. The best way to set yourself up for success is one, doing what's in your best interest, which is understanding everything. Don't invest into nothing that you don't understand. Don't invest into anything that you don't understand. Make sure you have a plan. Make sure you have a plan, because once you get in, you in. And it's gonna be wolves once you get in. That's not gonna care about you being new and you trying to figure things out. Once you in, you in. We see so many people get in that are naive, that didn't do what was in their best interest, that got in, that invested into something that they didn't understand, that got in, that didn't have a plan. And then once they get in and they don't have any of these things that I just mentioned, which they should have did and had prior to getting in, because these are things that you could do prior to getting in. They have a short-lived tenure in this industry. All right, man. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. What's up, big dog?
Hello. Hey
How you
Mark, what's
doing?
going on?
Man, what's going on, man? You tell me.
Much. Yeah, so I was the one that I spelled what I was trying to say in the comments. So basically what I was trying to say is I'm 23 and I'm looking to start a cargo van business because I've been following you for a little bit, and I know that you say that starting with a cargo van would be more convenient instead of just going all in with a box truck.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing landscaping for the past, I would say, 2.5 years. Well, this actually will be my third season doing landscaping, but during the winter months, it's a little, tough since there's not much
Mm-hmm.
work to do during the winter. And
Right.
so I'm located in Maryland, so there's not really much, snow that I can sustain myself with, for lack of a better term. So I was just thinking about maybe doing something different, and that's why I came across your channel, and I thought that doing, you know, cargo band business would be a good idea.
Okay. So what you need from me?
So so basically what I was trying to I don't know anything about this industry really. I just started my LLC. I got my EIN, my bank account. I don't have a van yet, but I was in the process of getting one. But before doing that and investing into a cargo van, I wanted to maybe pick up your brain and see what are your thoughts on that, and
Okay.
where should I start? What should I do? What kind of research should I be doing right now before investing into my money into a cargo van?
First thing you need to do is do a business plan. You need to do a business plan. All right, a full business plan. I did a video on, well, a lecture on business plan, and within that lecture, I outlined what needs to go in that business plan. It's going to be tailored for what it is that you're looking to do. So it's not going to be a business plan like if you're trying to open like a general merchandise store or something like that selling goods. It's going to be tailored specifically for what you're trying to do. So that's where I would start. That's going to force you to do the research that you need, all right, to do. All right, within that business plan, there's going to also be a bullet point or that you're going to have to tackle, which is going to be the market analysis, right? Because once you get the van, you're going to have to determine how you're going to run your van. Do you want to stay local? Do you want to go over the road? Right. So you're going to analyze your market. Are there opportunities in your market for you to run your van local? And if so, what are they? Right? How much do they pay? You're going to look at the demographics in your market. You said Maryland. Where do you live in Maryland? Are you living in a dense area? Are you living in a major city that's populated? Are you living in a rural area that was not populated? Because then that's going to determine further if there's opportunities. If you're living in a rural area that's far, far away from a major city and it's not much people, the density is low,
Yeah,
then 9 times out of 10, there's not going to be much local opportunity there for you. If you're living in a
I live
major
like
city,
25 minutes away from Washington, D.C. in
okay,
Southern
so then,
Maryland.
all right, so then you're in an area that has high density. You're not far from DC. DC, I think, is a great area for local work. The reason why is because it's Washington D.C., right? So there's probably a lot of opportunity for parcel, messenger service, messenger type work. You know, with you know, um, with all the delegates that are there, right? And just different messenger, probably small parcel stuff that's probably needs to be moved from one federal building, let's say, to another, and so on and so forth. That may present a great opportunity. I don't live there. I'm just
Yeah,
intelligent
no, I
enough to
get your point.
know that I'm just intelligent to know that I know what's in Washington D.C. Right, so I know there's a
Right.
opportunity there probably for messenger service, right, which what you could do in your cargo van, which is just delivering small parcels, paper, you know what I'm saying, ink pens, things of that nature, office supplies, things of that nature. Um,
So you
after you
do have a
research,
video. Oh, sorry for cutting you off. So you do have a video on how to do like a business plan, you said, because
yeah,
that's what I'm
it's in
struggling with.
it's in the members only section. The business
Okay,
plan is in the members only section. The market analysis in the members only section. So yeah, all those videos are in the members only section. Um,
good.
so then you determine that. Then also, if you want to go OTR, that's another option. But you're going to determine all that as you study, right? Because your business plan is going to force you to do the research that you need to do to help you give the understanding of what you're actually getting into. Because you shouldn't invest into something that you don't understand.
And I
All right.
got that from you, as a matter of fact. That's why I got a little bit of money, in the bank saved up. But I was like, before I invest my money into a van, I need to, for sure know what I'm getting into, And I heard on one of your videos that you told, one of your gentlemen that you were doing one of this one-on-one call, and you said something like, "Oh, you should invest into something that you don't know." So before getting into this, I wanted to do my research and, as you say, the market analysis, do a business plan and all that. That way I can, at least have a better idea of what I'm getting into, and if I'm in a good area, and those different things.
Mhm.
So that's what I meant to say on the comments. I wanted I want to, set up myself, for success, for lack of a better term.
Mm.
So that's why I wanted to do my research first before getting into this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So you did mention getting doing a business plan and then also doing the market analysis, which I will sign up for, the you say there's only for members only on your channel. So I'm gonna do
Mhm.
that and then I'm gonna do my research on that. Is there anything else that I can maybe, maybe the type of van or something that I need to look into or
You
something like that?
with the business plan, choosing a vehicle, it's gonna the business plan is gonna also cover that, right? Because vehicle is gonna be something that you need uh to start the business. So then that's gonna force you into doing the research as well for the van, right? So it's gonna force you into
Mm.
researching the types of vans, the specs on the vans, and all that stuff. That's why
Now the
that's why you need
mhm.
to do a business. That's why you need to do a business plan.
Right. So, now as far as the the DOT and the MC number is concerned, that is required if I'm let's say even if I'm going to DC, which is basically I guess another
Where
state.
yeah, so if you're out of Maryland and you're crossing state to state, then I would get one um if I were you.
Now, as far as insurance, do you think that me just being 23, you think that's gonna be more expensive, you think?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I need to
Commercial
count that
insurance
in.
is different from personal car insurance, but in this aspect, the younger you are, the more liability, the more you're at risk. You're an inexperienced driver. Younger people drive faster. You guys like to text and drive, and you guys aren't just experienced drivers. So, the way a commercial insurance looks at younger drivers is the same way personal insurance looks at younger drivers and
High
vice versa.
risk.
Yeah.
Right, right. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna start with the business plan then. I'm gonna do my market analysis as you advise, and then I'm gonna, go from there then.
You got
Yeah.
any other questions for me?
No, I think that's pretty much it. And then also, obviously I'm gonna do the customer mile, just what you're talking about right now. I need to I mean, do you think that even before owning a
I
van
think you
or
can hold off on that for right now. I think you can hold
okay.
off on that for right because if you go local, that's not something that you're really gonna have to focus on. You know what I'm saying? If you do local work, it's we look at costs a little bit different on a local level. So
Yeah, that's
first,
something that I mhm.
go ahead.
Yeah, and that's also something that I wanted to ask you if it would make more sense to do, local work with a cargo van, or you think it's better to do OTR.
Well,
I mean, I
here's the
don't know.
thing. Here's the thing. I mean, that all depends on your circumstance, right? I'm always going to be pro local, but I also have to, hold into account I'm in a really really big market. I'm in a huge market, which is one of the freight capitals. So I'm in a as far as trucking is concerned, as far as volume and consumer demographics is concerned, I'm in what's considered like logistics heaven gold mine, right?
And
But your
yeah,
situation, because of your geographical location is going to be different. I'm not a fan of OTR by none. I understand the lane and I can educate, on it. Uh, but I'm pro local, you know what I'm saying? But if your market has opportunity for you to make money locally and a good amount of money, then I think most people are going to always choose local because, uh, uh, you know, you get to be home with your family, you get to sleep in your own bed, so on and so forth. If your market doesn't warrant it, then obviously you got to go over the road. Can you make money locally? Absolutely. In some situations, you can make more money locally than you can OTR, and
doing
then vice
OTR. Oh
versa. You
wow.
know what I'm saying? But that all depends on your market, the accounts you're doing, what lane you're in. So there's some variables uh, that you have to factor in there. But the ultimate decision is going to be up to you, and you're going to figure out where you want to land when you start to do your business plan.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess that's yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to know. Thank you. I appreciate, like I say, for all you do for our community and for the industry. And then I'll look forward to to do the business plan and the market analysis just as you advise. Okay. Thank
No
you for your
problem, man.
time. I appreciate it. All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Later. Yep. All right. All right. There's one down. I said I'll take one more. I told you I was gonna be gentle. Didn't I tell you I was gonna be gentle? Mark, I want to get into the industry. 26 for box show OTR as an owner. I'm seeking tips from Big Mark the mentor. Man, you gotta click that linkage. Gotta click the linkage, big dog. You gotta click that linkage. We call it linkage over here. You don't call it. You gotta click that linkage. Random name says, "Thank you, brother. You speak a lot of fact on a box truck business. I'm a broker. Box truck isn't a complicated science. Definitely not complicated. It's just people need to do what they're supposed to do, which we see most people don't. To me, it doesn't make any sense. I to me, like, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. I do not 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 understand. I don't understand why people don't want to do it. It's like, listen, if I could understand why, man, but I don't understand it. I just don't. I think a part of it is being, people being misled. I think the other part is probably, like I said earlier, lack of comprehension. I think laziness due to technology, laziness due to social media, just uh, uh, short attention span. Like, to be able to calculate your cost per mile and do the research to understand what you're investing in and your market analysis, your business plan. That means you have to sit at a computer for hours and 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 hours researching. And simultaneously, while you're researching, you're typing up a plan. And it takes a long time. It's not something that you can do in a day. It's not something that you're going to accomplish in a week. You know what I'm saying? It's something that is going to require some time. And I don't know. I just don't understand why people don't want to do it. I've, for the most part, given people the blueprint. Not only have I given people the blueprint, I've actually shown you my journey. That's something that I didn't want to do for years. I did not want to put people in my business. I wanted to keep my journey as private as much as possible. But I realized, in order to get people to fully understand that you can achieve a high level of success with a box truck, not just two or three or four, five trucks. Like, I showed you a multitude of trucks. Like, everything that I told you guys when you guys were saying, "Oh, he doesn't show." When I finally showed you, I thought that would be the motivation. I showed you my taxes. I showed you my journey from my first trucks all the way up to 15 trucks. I showed you this. I thought that would be enough to, give people that that motivation to do what was in their best interest, and people still don't want to do it. And this is where you struggle. You know what I'm saying? This shit, like he said, it's not hard. You just got to put the work in. You got to put the time in. You got to put the sacrifice in. Numbers is like, you got to know where the money is going. You got to know where it's coming from. You got to know where it's going. I'm a numbers guy, obviously. I'm a data guy, obviously. You can say whatever you want to say about me, but one thing you can't say is I don't know what I'm talking about. You can say I'm an asshole, I'm a jerk, I'm this, I'm that, but you can't say I don't know what I'm talking about. So if you got a person who's giving you all the information you needed and showed it to you, showed you proof, this is a person I would listen to. And the only thing you hear me constantly expounding on over and over and over and over again is operational costs. Is it tedious? Of course it is. I say, all right, well, hire a CPA. You know why nobody wants to do that? It's because they don't have the cash flow to hire them, because they're robbing from the sustainability of their business, because they don't know what their cost to operate is currently. So they don't have the extra cash flow and revenue to be able to afford a service like a firm that's handling your accounting for you. There were so many questions yesterday when I talked about misclassification. You know why there was a bunch of questions yesterday for misclassifications, and there's not a lot of questions today for cost per mile, and we know for a fact that majority of people don't know what it costs to operate their business? Because yesterday when I talked about misclassification, there was a legal aspect that you know you're going to get your ass in trouble. And when I broke it down and I explained it to you, you knew it made sense, because a lot of y'all out here misclassifying your drivers, and now you worry because you didn't think that the IRS, or you probably didn't even know the labor board existed to come get your ass. Let one of your people go file for unemployment. See, yesterday the questions was coming because everybody was nervous and scared. See, I ain't the only one scared of the IRS. Y'all scared of them too. That's why y'all had a plethora of questions yesterday, and that's why I put that shit in the members only. You think I was gonna leave that shit up for all the people who wasn't here to get it, and then your favorite content creators go take that shit and then try to present it to their audience and misconstrue it like they've been doing? Hell no, we not doing that shit no more. I'm not finna continue to let people take my content, take it over to their channels, and misconstrue it. So if you was not here yesterday, you got to get it out to members only, which means you got to become a member. But yesterday it was a lot of questions because everybody's scared of their IRS. Man, Mark, well, man, I pay my driver percentage. Does that make him a employee, or is he still an independent contractor? Because I gave him a W-9. See, everybody was nervous yesterday. And the answer to that question is, I don't care how you pay him. He's still an employee. It means you still got to pay quarterlies on him. You got to pay into Social Security. You got to pay into Medicare. You got to pay into unemployment. Employee is employee. I don't care how you dress it up. If they're not incurring the cost to operate that business in any facet, they operate without autonomy, it's an employee. If I come and work for you and you provide me everything that I need to do the job, you tell me when I gotta be here, you tell me when I gotta leave, you tell me when I can go shit and piss, you tell me when it's time for lunch. If I'm driving a truck and it's your truck, the truck that I'm driving, you're giving me a gas card, you're putting the fuel in, you're paying for the fuel, you're paying for the tolls. The only thing I'm doing is go where you tell me to go and do what you tell me to do. I'm an employee. You can pay them by the percentage of the load, you can pay them by the mile, you can pay them by the hour. It's an employee. Now you can do what you want to do, like I said yesterday. But when them people get in your business, and you may be lucky, you may get skate by, because you thought that shit, the only way they was gonna get in your business is just happen to audit you. But you could have a worker that just could leave and go file for unemployment. Then what you gonna do? How you gonna prevent them from getting in your business then, big dog? Because I seen it happen. Your favorite content creator don't be talking about shit like that. All right. So nobody else? What is going on in the chat? Listen, whatever's going on in the chat, let's cut it out, please. Chill. Please. Any more questions? Catch a mark on a good day, man. Normally I don't do Q&A no more. I stopped Q&A about 5-6 months ago because it was the same questions over and over. That's why I created the Discord. Who was that just came up and hit the link? Was it Seville? Seville? Sevilla, appreciate you for coming up. Anybody else want to come up? Listen. Whatever's going on in the chat, let's chill out. All right. Everybody, chat is open. Let's chill out in the chat, please. Let's chill out in the chat. Whatever is going on, let's chill. This ain't a smoke show. This ain't one of them types of shows. All right. The chat is no longer members only. It's open to the public. I see people that are not members. If it was members only, then I did that by mistake. I'm sorry. I was kind of rushing. But now, no, it should be open to subscribers. So Shadow X, you're in there. I see you. What's going on? You're free to ask your question. If you tried to type something earlier, my bad. I put it on members only by mistake. I didn't mean to do that. Shadow X, what's your question? Link is pinned to the top of the chat. Anybody that got questions or smoke? If you have anything, if it's a content creator that's watching, you got any issues, you want to come, or you just want to come up here and ask questions, I'll be gentle on you. Now is the time. People be asking me, Mark, why don't you hold these content creators accountable for taking advantage of people? I'm not going to hold them accountable for taking advantage of you. If you got taken advantage of, that's on you. But what I will do is I'll hold them accountable for misinforming people on things like, $3,000 to get into business or cost per mile, misinformation and shit like that, because this information is detrimental to an individual, right? If you pay for a mentorship and you get taken advantage of, I'm not finna pull up for you. Stop asking me that shit. People be asking me to pull up for them. I'm not finna pull up on nobody because you paid your $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. I'm not finna do that. Misinformation as far as educational stuff, bad formulas for cost per mile and 100,000 or 70% profit margin, shit like that. Oh yeah, send me all them links. All that type of misinformation shit. Tag me to them links. Send them. Come in the Discord. Tell me who it is. I'm with all that smoke. I'll go after them because then that's educational. I'm not getting in your personal business. If you want to go out and spend $5,000 on some dumb shit, that's on you. You got to eat that. I already showed you how to prevent from doing that shit. Go back and look through their history, how long they've been in this industry. Most of them you're going to see started in 2021. You want to spend your type of money with somebody that's been doing this shit 3 years? That's on you. So you got what you paid for. You got a person who's still on the new. So you got on the new information. You ain't getting lectures on misclassification. You ain't getting lectures. Ain't nobody teaching you. One dude came in the Discord, paid $3,000, asking me about cost per mile. You went and paid somebody else $3. Didn't they teach you that? No. But I gotta teach you cost per mile for free? You just gave somebody $3,000 for a mentorship, And you mean to tell me cost per mile wasn't included in that? No, Mark, it wasn't. But you want me to give it to you for the free ski. See how that worked? I'm not pulling up on none of these people. That's on y'all. Misinformation, dumb information shit, 70-cent profit margin, that type of shit. Yeah, send me that shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cause I'm keeping it on the content, I'm keeping it educational. Educational smoke. It's educational and it's teaching moments behind that. I'm not attacking nobody based on, whatever their hustle is or, this, that, and third. But from an educational standpoint, I will go to war. Because at the end of the day, there's going to be somebody that's right and somebody that's going to be wrong. And at the end of the day, also, there's going to be a teachable moment in there. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody got to be right. So it's going to be something to learn in that aspect. Do me a favor. Don't make it members only, please. All right, don't do that. I don't think the channel is to the point where my chat can be members only. I want to keep my chat open to subscribers only. Subscribers only. I'm open to general people as part of the general public that's not members. They're free to come into the chat and ask their questions. They're free to hit the link, whether they want good cook up or they want smoke. We want to leave it open because I'm with it all. I'm with it all. See, over in this. All right. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Doing good. What about you?
I'm doing amazing, brother, man. I just wanted to. I don't really have a question, but first of
You got
all,
some.
I
You
commend you
got some.
on the knowledge
You
and
got some
stuff you got.
smoke. You got some
You got
smoke.
well, I agree with most of the stuff you say. I got one thing that I will say is
Okay.
as far as the question, as far as the question. So I'm in a different. I drive. I got a semi company. So
Mm-hmm.
18 wheeler. So but a lot of stuff you say correlates to both sides.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, as far as one thing, as far as the courses, you're right. It is a lot of people out here, that I know there's a lot of people out here that giving false information and stuff like that. But it is some that's not giving false information. You know what I'm saying? When I first started, I first of all I drove for 2 years, 2.5 years for a company. A company out of Chicago, matter of fact, some Russians. Drove 2.5 years, learned the business, learned everything, saved up my money. And like you said, these people saying you can start these companies with little to no money and stuff, it's just false. I say I started my, it was just for the truck and the trailer, $20,000. You know, um, and so, but I took a course from Alex. I can say names.
Yeah, you know me, man. Hey, listen. I ain't worried about none of these cats. Go ahead. Do what you want to do.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I took a course from
Nah, go
Alex
ahead.
Good Energy. I took a course on dispatching while I was driving for that company for 2 years. I took a course on dispatching, and it helped me out a lot. So that's why I'm able to dispatch my own truck now. That was $800 or whatever. So, and I got some good info. So it is some of these. It is you just got, like you said, you got to do your research to make sure that person is got they tenured in the game and they know what they're talking about. You know, so like I say, you're right about that. Some people out here scamming, but you can run across, like I say, do your research and you can find somebody, and you can find sorry, hold on. You can find some good information out there. But like you said, a lot of people, man, I don't understand, man. I see some people come up on these shows, and it's like you tell them, like you have to, like you're not willing to go drive your own truck. You're not willing to stay out. When I was driving, if you know about, if you know, if you know about those Russians in Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
you able to run how you want to run, pretty much.
Yeah, I know.
So I ran hard. I was out on the road for 3-4 months at a time. I almost lost my relationship, everything, but I knew I had a vision and a plan to get my own truck, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So and then like if you like like you be telling people, it's situations out here that you're gonna run into if you just one of them people that just told, oh, I'm gonna just go get a driver. You're not going to be able to handle that stuff even if you're sitting at home behind the computer. Like you have to be in these certain situations that happen and being in yourself in that truck to know to know how to move and plan and handle it. So man, if you one of them cats, I just want to tell you, if you one of them cats, man, that you ain't willing to get out there, my plan is to drive my own truck for a year at least. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't plan to get out here, man, and get that experience in by yourself, like for yourself, for your own company, then people like somebody that me that spent like when I was driving for the other company, I ain't put no TV in my truck. I did nothing but I got books. I got books and studied and that's all I was doing. If I wasn't driving, I was studying. Cent per mile, how to calculate the cent per mile, my what KPIs is. You gotta know all that. So I know I get better loads out of my KPIs in Cleveland. I get better loads out of Cleveland. I know I gotta try to get to Cleveland as much as I can. So, but if you
Mm-hmm.
ain't willing to study, man, and get out there and do it yourself, you're gonna fail like you tell people. And I don't think you're being harsh. Like I don't think you're being harsh. You need to tell them how it is because it is. That's how you. Because these people, man, I seen the box truck bros.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree. A lot of their stuff is clickbait. Like I seen one time, man. I'm gonna speak about this one time. He was on the phone. One of the dude was on the phone, and he like, oh, I just made five. The caption said just made $5,000 in 5 hours or something. I'm like, come on, man. No, you might have booked 5,000. You might have booked some lows, but you're not.
Right.
He made it seem like but you're not gonna make $5,000 in 5 hours. Like, no, you booked a couple of those. That might take you a whole week to complete all them loads you just booked. So I think those
Mm-hmm.
guys, man, be misleading a lot of people, man. That's one person I can speak on. That's I feel like it's a lot of misguided clickbait. Just to get people in there, and obviously they're one of the people that sell the course too. But yeah, man, salute to you, man. You a lot of stuff you say, like I say, and I'm not even I don't even drive a box truck, but a lot of stuff you say is true, man. If y'all out there, man, you want to be successful, man. You need to get out here, drive your own truck, um, and learn this stuff, man. And I don't see how you deal with people come over here and they like, oh, I don't know what this is, like, what do you mean? Like, and then they get mad. Then I seen a dude, you going like, for instance, like I'm a big believer in buying courses in like the right one. I go to seminars.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in personal development and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So so if you think if I want I got mentors, several mentors that millionaires and stuff. So you think that if I'm on a live chat or a video with my mentor, I'm gonna come on here smoking a cigarette or drinking alcohol? Like, no,
Mm-hmm.
man, we finna talk business. So man, you got a lot of patience. Then people come on and they like get mad and say, oh, you being harsh and all that. No, man, you need to hear it like that because that's how it is. And if you in trucking anyways, nobody ain't gonna be. It ain't nice out here, man. You constantly people constantly trying to fuck you over.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just had a guy come fix my reefer last night at 12:30 at night at the truck stop. I pay him $250. He said he just sprayed someone out. I just needed some spray. I pay him $250. I say, so my light not gonna come back. It ain't gonna come back on, is it? Probably like, no, 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 no. He get down the road, the light come back on.
Mm.
It's malfunctioning. So now calling me like, yeah, you need an alternator. It's gonna be $300. I say, probably I just gave you $250 for nothing. Then you just left. I mean, you told me it wasn't gonna do that again, and it did it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I won't charge you for the labor, but it's $300 for the alternator. Now you got to come back and put an alternate in. Well, I'm like, well, you knew that before you left. Like, you couldn't have, like, come on, what you doing? So you just got to be on your peace cruise. Now, if you're not, now he could have got me for even more stuff. Like, you got to watch people, man, because if you don't, if you haven't been studying, if you haven't been physically out here in your own truck, all the people talking about they want to go put drivers in it. If you don't know how to, if you haven't experienced how these people are, your driver if they don't know nothing about it, you're gonna get screwed over a lot of money, man, because these people are slick. The mechanics, from all they people is slick. It's a dirty. It's a cutthroat game. It's a shiesty game. So if you haven't been out here to experience stuff like that, well, you could call out certain things. Oh, you could call your driver if they bullshitting. If they telling you something, you can say, "No, I don't work like that, bro. You
Right.
can't get that over my head. You can't get that on." So yeah, man. So if you guys that plan on coming out here and getting a truck and all that, whether it's box truck, whatever, like this man Mark telling you, do your research, study, learn, man. Some of the questions people ask you, and it's like, I don't see how you. I can tell you get frustrated. That's why when you say you having headache, and I just started watching like a couple weeks ago, and I'd be like, man, what? Like people like me who study this, who's serious about this,
Mm-hmm.
and that study the market, and
Mm-hmm.
I ain't just lying to you. Hold on. Like you're gonna get destroyed out here, man. You're gonna get ran over. You're gonna get destroyed. Like you said, you're gonna get eaten alive. Look, I'm studying. I'm studying books. I'm like, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
CDF, like I'm so if you and that ain't even half of them. If you ain't out here, man, for real, like this man tell you, man, you gotta be serious about it, man. So but it was something else too that so because I see nobody really. So I know you say you talk about a lot about there's no such thing as cheap freight, right? So this is what I will say. I get your standpoint. Now, I think it shouldn't be called cheap freight. They saying it wrong. I think it should be called, like you say, expensive freight. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
run something, so and I know my CPM is $1.39. Now it fluctuates, because with
Mm-hmm.
the variable cost they fluctuate. That's why it's
Mm-hmm.
variable. But with the fixed costs don't fluctuate.
Mm-hmm.
Truck payment, trailer payment, and all that stuff. So this is what I know. My CPM is $1.39 as of last month. You know, So, but what I mean, what that really means is when people say cheap freight, I think is if and it can't and you can't worry about everybody else, but if I and this not happen to me, if I book a load this week for 600 miles and I book it for 1,800, let's say. All right, now that's a little over $2 a mile, whatever. So I book it for 1,800. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if another guy comes in next week and that book that same load for 1,200 or 1,000, guess what that do? That broker now, when I come back to go do that same load, that broker, oh no, I just shipped this, I just did this load for 1,200, 1,000. Somebody just covered this for 1,000. So and I just ran it for 18, but they came in behind me the next week and ran it for 1,000. That's gonna make that rate shoot down.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so that's what people. I think that's but like the verbiage they using is incorrect. Like you say you don't believe there's a such thing as cheap freight.
I
I
just to
think
me
it's
that's
more.
just competition. It's competition. But see, here's the thing.
Yeah, but you don't want to
If
be
you
in a
if you
race to
if
the bottom. That's the
but
crazy
here's the
part.
thing. But here's the thing. That's great and that's fine and dandy, and you might have that person who's taking that load profitable at that rate. You can't get mad at that person.
Yeah,
But
they
then
might.
again, hold on. You might have a person that's taking that rate ignorantly, probably because he listened to one of your favorite content creators. At the end of the
Not my
day,
favorite. I don't got
at
none.
the at the end of the day, it's still competitive. The spot market was created to move freight at the lowest cost possible. That was the whole point of it. So
I
if
get
you
that.
research and you understand what you invest in, you understand it. See, the only thing that I be trying to
Oh
get
yeah.
people to do is understand what they got into. If you spent the time and you did the research on over the road trucking, it's going to lead you to studying the spot market, and that's going to lead you
Hundred
into
percent.
studying the purpose of it. And the whole purpose of why it was created was to move freight cheaper. It was created to create competition to lower the rates, right?
Right.
So with this understanding, coming into this industry, I got a choice. Do I want to do this or I don't? If I want to do this, then I have to make sure I can operate as low as possible in a fluctuating market so that I'm able to compete. Regardless of whatever the economic climate is at whatever particular time, I'm able to compete because I understand everything that you said. I look at it as competition, right? You can't tell me, hey man, don't go to Walmart because they selling cheap soap. The same Dove for Men's Extra Fresh that I buy, they sell it at Target and they sell it at Walmart. Except Walmart sell it cheaper.
Yeah.
Life is about choices and decisions. You can't nobody tell me where I can go buy my Dove Extra Fresh soap from. Same thing 100%. With the freight. It's competition. It may be cheap for you, but it may not be cheap for them. Technically.
I get that. Yeah, and that's true. I get that standpoint. So, like I said, yeah, you're right about that. That's competition, But and like you said, some people, this guy might not have high expenses, high overhead or whatever, so that he might still be. Because even me, sometimes I take loads under $2 and stuff like. But I know, okay, I might if my CPM is $1.39 a mile. Then if I'm in a bad area, I might take like if I'm in Atlanta, if I'm in maybe it don't matter if I'm in Virginia or somewhere, and I take $1.60. That's not. People say, oh, why the hell why you took that? But guess what? I'm finna go to Ohio. Oh, I'm going to Indiana. Well, I know I'm gonna get something on the back end. I know I'm gonna get a good rate coming out of there. And I look at the video and I see people, man, like I say. So yeah, you're right on that though. Okay, like I say, I think they should change the word from cheap freight to expensive freight. Because if you hauling something that
but here's the thing. The only time I hear people say stop taking cheap freight is when they speaking to people who they classify as they need to stop taking cheap freight because they making it bad. They're speaking on other people. See, me, when I operate in business, anything I do it based on what I got going on. I ain't worried about what the next man got going on. 100%. If I want to sell an asset, I'm not worried about what the next person got going on. If I see something that's profitable for me, it's profitable for me. As long as me and whoever I'm dealing with as far as the middleman and shit, we can come to terms and agree on something and my margins are cool, then man, that's the only thing that I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned about what the next person take. The reason why I expound on that and why I use that, because I know it makes people mad. Because I'm looking to draw emotion. And guess what? Guess the type of people it upsets. The people who don't know what it costs. The people who don't know what it costs to operate their business. Because a person who knows what it costs to run their business, they ain't paying that shit no mind.
Nah, and I don't get upset about it either.
The only people who get upset is the people who are failing. And the reason they failing is because they don't know what it costs to run their business. They placing the blame on imaginary people. Who are these they? The people that's they is the people when they look in the mirror and wash their face and brush their teeth. Day to day. You see what I'm saying? The person who's taking something, it may be taking that profit. You can't get mad.
Nah, that's 100%. And just like you said, man, somebody you can't tell me to go shop at Walmart if I want whatever. You can't tell me where to go at. You can't tell me, just like man, when I first got in here, like I didn't come in during the pandemic. I was driving for somebody during that time, but even when I got in, everybody was telling me, "Oh, don't buy a truck, don't buy a truck." But see what I do. I know I study. So got people that was buying, and then first of all, it's a saying that say, you know who was swimming naked when the tide go down.
Mm-hmm.
So, the people. What that means is it was people out here got these trucks during the pandemic, and then when the tide went down, when the rates went down, like they is right now, or before, then that's who was swimming naked.
You think the rates are down now?
Not down. No,
Or do
that's
you think
normal.
they
It's normal
normal?
now.
Or do you think they normal? Okay.
I think I'm
Okay.
still booking stuff at $3 a mile. I'm still. You just got to know what
Okay.
you're doing. I'm
Okay.
still booking $3 a mile. I know I got a spreadsheet where every single load I run, I put it on there where it came from, deadhead, all that stuff. So I'm fairly new. My authority is fairly new. So
Mm-hmm.
people always say, you ain't gonna get no work. You ain't gonna get no work, man. Listen, that first month, man, run TQL to death. C.H. Robinson to death. For them first 2 months or whatever, TQL and C.H. Robinson and Coyote damn near hold my business up. You
Okay.
can get loads. You know, you can get loads. People do too much listening to people instead of doing their own research. You know, I got a whole list of brokers that'll work with you from day one. It ain't a lot, you know, but then I got a list that work for 30 and 60 days. So, and even when I'm calling these brokers, when I ask them how long I gotta be, I'm writing it down. Okay, this broker I got. So as soon as that 6 month mark hit, I'm calling them. Hey, go on and send me over a carrier package.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, so everybody was telling me, oh nah, it's a bad. Don't buy no truck right now. The market bad. Guess what? I'm laughing at them. Cause that's what happened. So during the pandemic, them trucks was $80,000. They know that. Everybody trying to jump in. But
Mm-hmm.
anytime you have something what they call a depression or something,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? The price is going to go down. So it actually was the best time to buy a truck. Because them trucks that was 80 and 90, they going for 30 to 45.
Now.
But people, yeah, now that's what I'm saying. This year it was so, and that's when I got in this year. That's when I got the truck. So, but I got everybody was every truck stuff I go to when I was with the other company. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to buy my truck. Nah, don't do it. You think I don't listen to people, man? I do my own research. You know, all the
Mm-hmm.
old heads. Nah, boy, don't do it. Stay a company driver. Ain't nothing wrong being a company driver, but everybody's different, man. I got different goals or whatever. The scale just like you did. You know, but also I know I ain't finna go out there and just rush into another truck. You know, and get another truck or whatever. But yeah, but yeah, you just, man, doing your research stuff, man, and you give a lot of good. It was another point I wanted to hit on that you had said. And I'm trying to, and it wasn't like no smoke or nothing, but it was a standpoint that I had. um, damn, I heard you say something. I'm trying to think. What was it, man? I should have wrote it down. Oh yeah, but it was. Well, I think about that, but the whole thing with the government contract. I hear these people coming to my. I don't want to get government contract. I don't want to get on the load board, bro. Like, you first of all, you need to be classified to get government contract. Just because you say your business is a black-owned business or whatever, no, is it classified as a minority or what it's called DBE or whatever? You got the DBE classification.
DBE, minority business enterprise, woman
Yeah,
business
yeah.
enterprise. Um,
Woman, black, minority, black, a business ran by a woman, or yeah. But they hear these people on the internet talking about you can get all these government contracts. You don't even know how to operate the load board, and it's people that been in the game that's still on load board. So why these people keep saying, oh, I don't want to get on the load board? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you ain't really got no choice. And then people be talking about direct shippers and all this. Like, bro, you're gonna have to beat that load board up, man, in the beginning, for sure, for sure. And then you can't, yeah. Everybody in my everybody let us say, yeah, I'm black owned. And no, man, that ain't gonna make black people buy your shit no more.
they being misled, bro. See, that's the gimmick that a lot of these people use to get people to buying into whatever it is they selling. That's why I get a lot of flack from telling them it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is
They
bullshit,
think that
man.
they can get government contracts with one truck, like FEMA. You think FEMA gonna give you? You think they gonna deal with a bunch of individual sole owner operators? Nah, they gonna deal with a couple of people. They gonna say, look, we need 100 trucks. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Now you might get
We need 100
one
trucks. You know what I'm
load.
saying? You might be a subcontractor for the person who got it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But then a lot
Yeah,
of people don't
because
understand the cash flow that's needed because the government ain't finna pay you every week. They're gonna pay you once a quarter. They might pay you at the end of the year. And then when you're dealing with municipalities, sometimes they pay you when they want to pay you. You know what I'm
man,
saying?
listen,
So
I just did a FEMA load, right? I just did a FEMA load, but it wasn't nothing. So what a lot of people don't know is like when I hear people talk about it's no opportunity for people that look like us and all this, bro. I tell people like, do you realize that every year the government has to allocate a certain amount of money, I'm talking about millions, to classified businesses, DBE businesses, ones that's ran by black people, by so
well, here's
they
the
have to
thing. Let me
allocate
let
them.
me let me stop. Let me stop you there. Minority business, all right, doesn't necessarily mean black. All
I
right,
know.
and I'm
I
and,
mean,
and
the
I'm gonna keep it.
minority don't
I'm
gotta
gonna
mean
keep it.
black.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. A lot of the minority business contracts ain't going to black contractors. You know who it's going to?
Spanish.
Not even white women.
Okay. But it's out there though. You can definitely
No, it's
you
out
can
there.
definitely
It's out there.
because
It's
but
out
what
there.
happens is most people don't know about classification, so they have they all that money they supposed to give to these classified businesses, these minority and is it if you classify in the DBE or whatever, but they don't know. A lot of people don't know about it, so they end up giving them to the bigger
But
companies. But still,
but
even when those bigger companies get it, they still have to spend a portion of their money to find the smaller contractors.
and that's where the smaller contractors come in. See, here's the thing, and
Exactly.
and reason why I know a lot about this outside of me just being business. My girl deals with that for the state of Illinois. That's what she does, right? For the state, this is what she does. This is compliance for dealing with contractors and overlooking the contractors, making sure that they're hiring enough, minorities and the ones that are bidding on these construction contracts that are disadvantaged, that are minority. It's not majority Hispanics. It's wealthy white companies that have their wife as a 51% partner or 51% owner because women are considered a minority, right?
Yeah,
So
women owned business. That's a part of the classification.
a lot of these minority business enterprise contracts, these bidding for the minority business, are going to white women, right? One thing, they know how to actually bid on the contract. They know how to
Right.
follow instructions because even when we go out and we bid, we don't follow instructions. We can't even follow cost per mile.
Right.
It's just not as simple as, okay, I'm black or I'm Hispanic,
Uh,
25%, and I hope don't nobody else bid that's black or Hispanic for me to go against. No.
and
So,
I said that.
it's not.
Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, you got it.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
And no, I said that to say this, right? So like you were saying, when you gotta have cash flow with them FEMA. If you talking about you want to go do FEMA and all and whatever, because like I said, I just did a load. I just did a load. My aunt, but the reason I got into it because my auntie works with a guy that works with FEMA. He bids on FEMA contracts. So, anyways, I'm from Florida, Miami area. So, but my aunt called me. I'm in Georgia, and she like, where you at? She thinking she like, dang, who can I find? Cause they looking for trucks. So she's like, wait a minute, my nephew got a trucking company. So she called me. I was in Georgia. She said it needs the load to go to Lakeland, Florida. I was gonna take a load down there, and then I was gonna do back and forth trips to these warehouses, like with giving out doing filling. It's like pallets of buckets for the cleanup or whatever. Okay, I'm like, okay, I already had a load for the next day for Friday, but then she told me, yeah, I was like, I'm headed, I'm going back to Pennsylvania. I'm going up to Pennsylvania. She's like, oh, okay, well that's I'll call you again because I'm about to pay this trucking company $5,000. So I was like, hold on, huh? I said, no, wait a minute. If you paying them $5,000, I cancel my load, which I don't usually do. That ain't ethical. I don't usually cancel on the broker or whatever. But I was like, man, you know what? And so I went and got that. I went and did the load. It ain't work out how I supposed to, but long story short, I still ain't got paid. This was last week. This was last week, like week and a half ago. Now, but and I'm asking my auntie, I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? You know, my truck came down. I brought my truck down there, and I got a dude that I know that had his own truck. I put him on it, and it's like he calling me every day. Where his money at? I'm talking to the dude. He like, I'm gonna pay you when I'm trying to wait until FEMA clear up my money. Now, what
That
you
could
think
be
about this?
that
Hold
could
on, let
be
me ask you a
4
question.
months. That could be 6
Right.
months.
So I'm trying to ask you. So I'm gonna ask this is something I do want to ask you, right? So I'm telling him, I'm like, listen, man, um, I don't got no. This ain't how this works because I told him, I say, anytime else I do it, anytime I do a load in my normal business working day, like in doing business, I say this is why I kept asking my auntie. Now mind you, I ain't getting no rate con for this, no nothing. I did it off the strength of that's my auntie, you know. So you know, and yeah, so here's the thing, right? So I told him, I said, bro, listen, I don't care if you got to pay me out your pocket, sir. I don't wait for for you to get paid, for your customer to get paid. You hire my services, I need to get paid. I don't. So am I right or wrong for that? Should I, like, I need to get paid?
You wrong. You a
How?
businessman, right? You a businessman, right?
Yeah.
Where's your contract?
Yeah, you right. That's when I slipped up at. I ain't do none of that. My auntie like, don't worry about the money. We gonna pay you. Like this guy, a millionaire. He big with FEMA
Sounds good.
and me.
Sounds good. All that
It
shit
sound
sounds
good.
good until I need a contract. I need paperwork. You ain't getting no rate con. You see what I'm saying?
So
The government.
I got the BOLs. I got the BOLs, but I ain't getting no
Okay,
rate
but
fund at the
right.
end saying
So here's
this is what we
the
paying.
way the government pay, and this is classic example that everything. I don't know the person you ran for. He could be a millionaire and all this shit. That shit could be in assets. It may not be liquid. You see what I'm saying? So if he's
Yeah.
waiting to get paid
I
from the
don't know.
government,
Period.
okay, but see, more reason why you wrong. You a businessman. So you need to have contracts. I'm not doing nothing off the strength of nobody. And you just said something key. You don't know the man. I'm not doing nothing. I could know you and we not. Unless you my brother and
Right.
I'm gonna give you the shirt off my back, that I'm willing to take the loss and I'm still gonna love you. My mama, my brother, my
Yeah.
niece,
But
somebody like that. That's off the strength. You gotta be right here where I'm finna go sit in jail behind your ass. I'm gonna go out and do something, you know, to somebody. You know
right.
what I'm saying? If you not that
Yeah.
close to me, then hey, bro, listen, we got to do it like businessmen.
She told me because I'm asking her because like I told her in the beginning, she told me she was in charge of the money or whatever, and she was in charge of the money. So I said, listen, I said, so she was wondering why I kept asking her to ask the dude, how do I get paid? Because what I'm asking her that for is not because I'm worried about you, auntie. I'm asking you this is because when I do a load, like I say, and that's a lot of things. Some people don't even know about factoring companies. Like these brokers can take 30, they on net 30, 60 term, they net 30, 60 term businesses. So, I got a factoring company, auntie. So I don't wait. I get my money either the same day or the next day when I do a load. So that's why I'm asking you this. She's like,
But
no,
see,
don't
you
worry
didn't
about it.
determine that. You didn't determine that prior to running this load. It's not on
I wouldn't
paper.
even been over. I wouldn't have even been able to factor this load because when I factor the broker they got a broker check. So
I,
I go on their app and my factoring company got a broker check thing on their app. So when I go on there, I just put the broker MC and it'll tell me yes or no if I could factor that load with them. If they deny them or they accept them based on that broker's
right.
pay
Let me ask
history
you this.
and
Let me
stuff.
ask you this. How many? Because this guy, he had the contract for FEMA, right? Right.
Yeah.
So how many trucks did he subcontract? Do you know this? You have an idea how many?
It was probably about 3. So when I picked the load up in Georgia, it was a truck there. Then when I
Three
got my
three
auntie,
that you know of, or how many in
yeah,
total? I want to know the total number. I'm pretty sure it was more
no,
than
it was
three.
no. This is what I'm trying to tell you. If it wasn't for me, it would have been two. Me and one truck. But the shit was unorganized, bro. So when I got there, I took a
All right, let
load.
me
Me
ask you.
and the one truck,
Okay, forget the parameters. What did you charge him
$5,000,
for 3 days of work? You said
4 days. It was 4. It was
you
supposed to be.
charged
It
him
was supposed to be.
$5,000 for 4 days of work.
Was it? Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It was
all
supposed to
right.
be
So let me ask you
from
this.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No. Yeah. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So yeah.
Okay,
By
so
Monday, I
and
was supposed to be done.
that was just for your one truck.
Yeah.
So basically, you charge him $5,000 for a weekend. Now let me ask you this: did you actually do any work?
I
No.
did more than I was supposed to. Yes.
Okay. No,
Yes.
you did. What did you do?
Bro, when I got there, they none of the stuff was like. So we had to build the pallets. They were supposed to be building these pallets in the warehouse to put them on our truck. Like I said, that's my auntie. I seen them struggling. I'm outside. I'm out of my truck because they got me an Airbnb and all whatever. I'm out of my truck
Mm-hmm.
though in the warehouse, stacking up, doing all the work that the laborers do in there doing. I'm helping out with that and all.
All
Yeah, I did. I probably charge them more for real.
right. But you don't have no contract, right?
No, I ain't got no contract.
Okay.
I got
How
the
much?
so when I delivered the loads, I got BOL. I got the proof of delivery.
All right. Do you have a contract? No.
Like my company, my own. No.
Okay. So you ain't got no confirmation on money.
That he said what he said he was gonna pay me.
Just you don't got no confirmation what one business does when y'all do business. This is what we charging. We confirm this and signed off on it. You don't have no confirmation on a rate.
From him?
No, not verbally. You have a contract.
No, not
No.
from him.
Okay. So he said he gonna pay you when they pay him, right?
Yeah.
That's when you're gonna get paid.
Man,
And I'm telling you, when you're dealing with the government, it ain't gonna be soon. I've said that ever since. Anytime people ask me about government contract, government don't pay every week or every 2 weeks. They pay either quarterly. They might pay on 120. They might pay by the year. Like somebody said in the chat, it might take 2 years. They don't pay. The minimum they're gonna pay out is quarterly, bro. They're not handling accounting on a week-to-week basis. They just don't. It don't work like that when you're dealing with the government. When you listen, the bigger you go up, the bigger the entity you dealing with, the longer it takes to get paid.
Right, 100%. That's why they got those net 30, net 60. But he told me, he said, because I got tired of talking to my auntie talking to him through my auntie. I said, just give the man that. So the man told me, they just finished Friday, because they ain't even finished while I was there. That's why I left. I'm like, listen, I helped y'all out. The stuff wasn't organized. You know, when you get to a pickup, they supposed to have the stuff staged. It wasn't staged or nothing. So the hurricane.
Where you was at, North Carolina? You was in North Carolina?
No, I was in Lakeland, Florida.
All right, so bro, you gotta understand the circumstances in which you was getting into. You going down to a hurricane. Of course, everything gonna be in disarray. So I hear what you saying, but from the work aspect, you should have known going down there wasn't nothing gonna be organized. You going into a market that's just had a hurricane. That's why you going down there in the first place. Ain't shit finna be organized down there.
But they was about to have a hurricane. This was like a couple of days before the one that just hit Helena. So it wasn't and they did that. That's what it'll tell you, right? But like, so they didn't get finished until Friday. So he he said the money gonna clear when they finish the job. Like I said I'm not getting my truck stuck down here, so I'm leaving.
Ain't no such thing as the money going clear. The government don't pay like that.
Well, clear whatever, however they do it. He said he's gonna be able to pay when they're gonna pay him out when it's finished, and it's finished on Friday. How true that is, you know. And at the end of the day, bro, you know, cause I ain't gonna lie, man, I had to start thinking crazy. Like, I'm finna go to this dude's church, you know. But at the end of the day, I got too much going on, so I ain't make no contract, so I don't want to, but I have to take that other. And like you
we
said,
gonna
and
hope
I
for the
spent
best.
$1,000 in fuel.
We're gonna hope for the best that you eventually one day get paid. But at the end of the day, you know, if not, we think you gonna get paid. But you know, worst case scenario, you just gotta eat that one as an L. But it's gonna be a
I
good
gotta
learning
eat it.
lesson.
And no matter if it's family or not, man, I should have had my own contract. You know, because I'm coming in and I'm like, usually when you just doing regular trucking, you get that rate con, that's your confirmation, that's your contract. You know,
Family or not, bro, you a businessman. Ain't no such thing
so
as
I'm wrong for getting on him about I need my money.
no. You wrong. Period. You should have never did it without a contract,
But I
bro.
shouldn't have even. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have even moved my truck. And I done brought my homie in that got his own truck, and now it's like I'm feeling bad now too because I done brought him in this situation.
Everything that see that's on you. See everything that happened after you didn't get the contract, all that shit is on you. It all started
He
from
could
you
say
not doing what was in your best interest.
you're right. He could say he paid. He could say he told me he was gonna pay me $5 and I can't even. I don't got nothing to back up against that.
It's
But my
nothing to
auntie
back up
word.
nothing. He can get that lump sum from the government 6 months from now and say the hell with you.
Exactly.
So you know what I'm saying. You
That's
gotta
why I
do
said,
what's in your
man, I
best
really
interest,
don't
Bridger.
want to. I don't want to have to take it there. I told him, man, I don't want to have
You
to take
can,
it
bro.
there.
Listen, you a businessman. You can't take it there.
Yeah,
So
that's
the
what I
same
said.
situation that I talk when people make bad business decisions, same situation. You ask me for, you say, am I right or wrong? You wrong. I'm just keeping it a buck with you, G. I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. You a businessman. You see what I'm saying? You got to do what's in the best interest of your business. You running across the country. You're incurring $1,000 in fuel with no contract. It's costing you to get there, bro. And you ain't got no contract. Come on, bro. No, I need some type of assurance. You had no assurance and you're spending money, bro. And the same reason people get caught up, the same reason that people get caught up with the whole government contract hoopla, that's kind of how you got caught up. You knew it was a hurricane coming. You ran up a number, dude, G for it. You got 5,000 in your head for the course of a weekend. That's what led you into doing it without doing what was in your best interest. The whole man, it's a FEMA, it's 5,000 for to run up 5,000 for 3-4 days, and all that shit is what deterred you from doing what you should have done in the first place, big dog.
But I know I should have did it.
Yeah. So man, it's a learning lesson, bro. I would just, if I were you, then somebody else was in the back room. I gotta let you go. If I was you, I would just keep in contact. I would be cordial. I wouldn't do anything to piss nobody off because at the end of the day, he got the leverage. He got the leverage, big dog. He got your money. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do nothing to piss him off. I'd be cordial and keep in contact with him and just hope for the best, bro. Somebody owe me a nickel right now. I ain't gonna go hurt the dude. It's a learning lesson. I ain't bet nobody on YouTube no more.
And what he did before we go, like what he did. So, and I shouldn't even did this. So after I got him for a couple of days, he's like, listen, man, I'm gonna give you $1,000. So he sent me, he wired me $1,000. But I'm thinking I shouldn't even took that. Cause what if down the line I try to sue him or something or whatever, and he say, well, we shared $1,000 because he done sent me 1,000 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He could say something like that because again, we don't got no contract. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna hold you too long, man. What you say?
Yeah, I got somebody else in the back room, big dog. But I appreciate talking to you.
Yeah, I appreciate talking to you, man. And hopefully I can speak to you again, man. And but because I start watching stuff, so you got a lot of good content, and people should listen to you, man. So take it easy, bro.
All right, man. Be safe.
Yo.
What's up?
So take it easy, bro.
Yo.
All right, man. Be safe.
What up? What up? What up?
What's up?
Hey, bro. Yo.
Hey, what's up, man?
You got to turn the TV off, big dog.
Yeah, my fault. I was watching the stream on the TV while I was on the call.
What's the deal? How you doing?
Not much. I just saw the topic was the CPM formula.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to call to see if I was calculating everything right because I'm getting ready to like start my own trucking business.
Talk to me.
Okay, so these are just estimated numbers because I got a few friends that are owner operators.
Wait. You're not in the business yet, right?
No, sir, no, I'm not.
All right. So then you ain't got no numbers to go off for. Just the formula, bro.
Okay, so it's cost per mile, so it's pretty much all the expenses that I would have coming in, divided by like the miles that I'll be making.
What are you gonna buy a truck or you gonna rent a truck?
I'm gonna buy one.
All right, so it's gonna be your fixed cost, which will be your truck note, your insurance, your ELD, anything that you subscribe to, subscription based, something that the price doesn't change month to month. So your truck note, your insurance, your ELD, whatever you pay on a month to month basis where the price doesn't change. Your variable is going to be your costs that fluctuate from month to month. Fuel obviously is going to fluctuate. Maintenance
Okay.
is going to fluctuate. Tolls is going to fluctuate. You stand in a hotel, those fees are going to fluctuate. Your food is going to fluctuate. Miscellaneous purchases that you may purchase are going to fluctuate. Did you watch the beginning of this video or this live
Nah,
stream?
I didn't. I
All
didn't.
right.
I just.
So at the end, go back and watch the beginning, and then I got a 2-minute video that just breaks this down. Matter of fact, hey Pippi, can you put that in the link, that link in the video, or in the chat for the cost per mile, and then that's how you're going to determine your cost per mile. So you're gonna have your fixed cost total, all the total for your variable cost, right? All right, and then you're gonna divide your fixed cost total by the amount of miles driven. If you're doing your cost per mile weekly, divide the miles driven weekly. You did it monthly, divide by the miles you drove monthly. The total variable cost divided by those same amount of miles, right? You're gonna come up with a number. That total fixed cost, that variable fixed cost. Then you're gonna add those two together, and then that's gonna give you your total cost per mile. Simple as
Okay.
that.
All right. Cool. Cause all right, I do want to ask. Do you think it's realistic? Like, cause I already know that things can happen with the truck. Like the transmission may mess up, the brakes may mess up, tires may mess up, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you think it's realistic to be expecting to put up like 1,200 a week for emergency fund?
You're not gonna have what's called an emergency fund. I don't think coming in you're gonna have an additional 1,200 to put up for an emergency. We use correct terminology would be cash flow. All right. Your
Okay.
cash flow would be what your business floats from week to week, uh, for whatever the business needs, whether it be tires, whether it be maintenance, whether it be purchasing gloves to pump diesel with,
Okay.
whatever the business needs, that would just be your cash flow. It's a possibility that you could cash flow the business $1,200 a week, depending on what your operational costs are and how much money you're making. You know what I'm saying? That is realistic. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, that all depends on what your operational cost is and what you grossing.
Okay. So basically, I just got to get out there and see what's in front of me first before I
No,
start.
no. You need to know what you investing in. You need to understand what you investing in. You shouldn't just get out there. You should understand what you investing in first, which means
Mm-hmm.
go and doing everything that I talked about earlier. Coming up with a business plan, studying the market. You coming into the box truck industry on the new. You on the
For
new.
sure.
You
For
coming
sure.
into a very advanced industry. This ain't as easy as some of your favorite people make it out to be. It's not.
Okay.
It's competitive. The market fluctuates as far as the supply and demand. And depending on how much it costs you to operate your business, where your operational cost is going to determine how hard you can compete or not. So
Okay.
you need to where do you live at?
I'm in North Carolina.
What part? Where?
You know where Fayetteville is at?
Who?
Fayetteville?
That where J. Cole from, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Cold World. Yeah.
What's your population down there?
Shit. I think it's like so I'm actually south of Fayetteville. So
So you
I
not even
say
in the city.
nah, but I'm like 30
So
minutes
so
away.
so you in the country.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
you a middle American then. You what we
Yeah.
call a middle American. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so you going over the road.
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah, which is going to be even more, just going to be a little bit more difficult for you. All right, so
Okay.
which means you got to have all your ducks in a row.
Well, so all right, so since we're on the topic, I currently drive. I'm a semi truck driver. So
So you got
what I was,
CDL.
yes, sir. Yeah.
So you finna leave driving trucks to start a box truck business?
Nah,
Why?
nah, nah, nah. Nah, this what I'm. This my plan. Like, so I'm gonna continue driving, and I have my cousin. He is gonna be in the box truck for me, and he's gonna be driving over the road for me while I'm
Mm,
still. You feel what I'm
okay.
saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
So that's the plan right now. Like I'm gonna continue working there, and I'm gonna put him in the truck to drive.
Excuse me. Sorry. So, how much you gonna pay him?
Well, we agreed that after expenses, and that's
Mm-hmm.
including like, well, you say it's a cash flow, but
Mm.
I called it emergency fund. After expenses, I was gonna give him 20% of the profit.
Okay. What you think that's gonna average out to be?
Um, from because I watch a lot of like low board videos and like dispatching videos and stuff. So like just going off of that in the market is
We lost you, big dog.
that my fault. My pops was calling me. My fault. But can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
I'm thinking it'd be around like 800 to 1200.
A week?
I'll be paying them.
A week?
Yeah,
You
because
tweaking.
he's willing to sit a week.
You tweaking.
What was that
Is
noise?
that
You
too
heard that?
much?
You heard that?
Nah, I ain't hear it.
I thought I heard something. How you think
You
you gonna
said
pay
I'm
him?
tripping.
How you think you gonna pay him 1,200, big dog? So you
I
gonna
mean,
you
cause
gonna
he
you
willing.
gonna cat you
Hold
gonna
on.
cash flow 1,200 and you gonna pay him 1,200?
Because my whole
So
thing
so so
is
so hold on,
long
hold on,
as
hold on, hold on, hold on. That's 2,400 right there. What you
that's
expecting to gross?
2400.
Hold on. What you expecting to gross?
I'm expecting to gross like 4,
So if you
or is that
expecting to gross four, more than 50% is gonna go to cash flow and
yeah,
pay.
yeah.
So what you gonna be running on water? Like what type of what type you got like a tank where that you can just run on water or something? Y'all gonna be filling up jugs of water in the tank or something, big dog? Like talk to me. Cause that's on the new.
Well,
That's something. If y'all got water, y'all got trucks that's gonna run on water, let me know where they sell them at.
hey, look, I wish I knew that because shit,
Let me
I'll
know where they
be
at.
not out, man. You feel me? Facts. But I've been talking to some direct shippers around where I stay and trying to figure out, taking loads for them and stuff, and been getting some like numbers from them. So
Bro, your
I'm like,
numbers is
all right,
all off. Your numbers is off, big dog. I don't even want to hear all this shit you finna
all
talk.
right,
I don't want to hear it, dog. Your numbers off, big
all
dog.
right, fuck it. I accept
The
that.
numbers you originally gave me, the 1,200 cash flow, that's realistic because I expected you to be running it, and then I expected
Right.
you based on your realistic numbers, depending on how hard you run, and if you come in swinging and you picking the right lows and things like that, and you stand over the road, and then you grossing somewhere between
So
4 to 5. Hold on, 4 to 5,000 a week, right? I could
right.
see the business cash flowing 1,200, and you possibly paying yourself around 5 to 600 a week. That's you.
Oh, okay.
That's you. So here's the thing:
Okay.
you can't hold on. You can't pay nobody else 5 to 600. You gonna have to pay them more because you ain't gonna be able to keep nobody with those low margins. You figure 30% on average. If you running 30 to 40% is gonna go to fuel. You're gonna buy a
Facts.
truck, which means you're gonna have a
Facts.
truck note. You're going
Facts.
to have insurance on that note that you have to account for. Your
Facts.
logging
Yeah.
subscription, which you're going to have to account for.
Okay.
All the other variable expenses that you're going to have to account for, sir, including the
For sure.
pay to keep him on the road. But you're not going to
For
even
sure.
have enough money to pay him into cash flow.
Okay.
If you make $5,000 a week, you a trucker. How much of that, on average, do you think is going to go to fuel? To gross $5,000 a week, that's some driving,
Hold on.
associated with that.
Hold on. My fault. My phone blowing up. My fault.
Yeah, they see you on the tour with Big Mark. They know you talking to Big Mark. They calling you. They said, man, don't say nothing crazy.
Hold
They
on.
said, bro, he dangerous. They said he dangerous. He gonna make you look bad. You up there, you starting. They trying to stop you, bro. Think about it. Take this time and calculate your thoughts. You back? We can't hear you no more, big dog. We can't hear you no more, big dog. We can't hear you. Can't hear you. Yeah, your mic, whatever you using for a mic, your phone, we can't hear you no more. I don't know if you can hear me, but we can't hear you no more. You might have to drop down and come back up, big dog. I think when you got all them phone calls, something switched over. Yeah, I can't hear you. Yep. All right. Well, we gotta go to somebody else. Excuse me. Yo, what up?
Yo.
What's up, big dog?
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself. My name's Emmanuel. I got a small moving company out of Warner Robins, Georgia. I had slid up on your comments a minute ago,
All right.
and I was trying to ask some questions about what I should do going forward. I'm currently 24. I work on the base. I graduated, got a degree in business management, so I was like, I want to start a business. So the moving company, I'm not lazy. I'm ready to get at it. I'm just trying to figure out when is it going to be a good time for me to actually, one, leave my job, my current job, and is it camera cricket or some shit?
Nah, I
Okay.
see you. You straight.
Yeah, when is it going to be a good time for me to actually leave my current job? And I'm also looking into different avenues on how to actually invest and expand the business.
Well, where do you work?
I work on base. I
Oh,
work
you
in
said you in the
logistics.
service, right? You in the service?
I'm not. I'm not in the business. I'm not in the service. I'm just a civilian working on base, doing
All right.
logistics.
And you want to quit your job to start a moving company?
Yeah.
24. Well, where you work? Monday through Friday?
Yeah.
All right, this is what you do. This is my advice. You can do what you want to do. How much do you make at your job?
About 61K a year.
You said you in Georgia? You in Atlanta?
I'm in Warner Robins. It's a military
All right.
town.
This is what I would do. Next spring, when moving season starts, I would book small moving jobs on the side. All right, Saturday and Sunday. And I would spend spring and summer next year just getting acclimated with the industry. I find you a helper to work and I'll start learning the business. I don't think I would quit a job to start moving business. And here's why. One, you got to build up your customer base. You got to build up a customer base. So, you may struggle your first year because you don't have any customers. You got to market yourself. You got to gain trust. Um, you got to gain the skill set to know how to move. It's not just as simple as
So I'm
lifting?
on year one. I'm going into year two now. So like
Year
I
two of what?
started I started in September of last year.
Year
So I
two of
went through
what?
the moving company starting year two.
So you already do it on the side?
Yeah. I already start
Okay.
I'm doing it on the side as of now. I make money from it. I'm still trying to take my time in terms of figuring because my job itself being a logistics company, I do
So
logistics on the base.
you under the table, right? You're not licensed. You're not a licensed moving company, right?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right. So you understand what comes with being a licensed moving company?
Yeah, arbitrations and dealing with a lot of I understand my costs at least. I understand my costs.
I'm talking about. Do you understand what it entails as far as from a whole perspective? Employees, keeping employees, pay, liability, workers' comp, all
Yeah.
the expenses. It's not like being a middle mile trucker. Like the
Yeah.
cost on a moving is higher, but the pay is a lot higher. You see what I'm saying? But there's a lot of liability as well. And it's a labor intensive business, taxing on individuals' bodies. And you have to be able to keep those people working in order to keep them coming. So you can't have no gaps. You get
Yeah.
all this, right?
Yeah.
So you already doing it on the side. So you want to quit your job to do it on the side under the table, or you want to quit your job to be a full blown licensed household goods mover?
I want to go full throttle. So a little short background from me. My uncle had a moving company like back in 2014. He passed away. First millionaire I ever met, and he was pretty successful doing it out of New York and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was trying to actually kind of follow semi in their steps of doing it, but I actually have like the I started out with followed your videos. I got a 16-foot box truck. I'm moving out of that truck only right now. Um, Taking my time with the stepwise, but overall, I just eventually I do want to go ahead and go full throttle because I think I did one or two jobs one day, and I currently make like 2,800 for my job a month, and I did like two jobs, and I made 2,500 in like 2 days.
All right, so bro, that's great. I since I came on YouTube, I've always told people moving where the money is at. You can't. That's two jobs in 2 days. But once you quit your job, that money got to keep coming in
Mm.
because them costs ain't gonna stop. That workers comp, all that shit gonna keep coming.
Yeah.
So you gotta have clients. Now I'm
So
not
here's my
saying don't. I'm not saying don't quit your job. What I'm saying is, make sure that you got either some cold marketing or enough clientele coming in to warrant you quitting your job. You know what I'm saying? You could easily do $60,000 in a month gross. You know what I'm saying? With you know what I'm saying? No problem. With a couple trucks. You know, uh, but you have to have the clientele. I was doing that. I showed my books prior to me getting licensed when I was under the table. In a couple live streams a couple months ago, I showed my books early on, and I was doing $60,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? So you can do it, but the difference is I was running 3 Penske trucks at that time, and each truck was doing 3 moves a day. Do you think you
Mhm.
can book? You think you can book 9 to 10 moves a day,
So
7 days a week?
my thing is because of schooling, of course, because I did the business classes and stuff inside school. What I'm learning now is the best way to do things is kind of delegation to an extent. So
What you?
a lot of stuff.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What I mean by that is um, I'm pretty good with marketing, but my only struggles in terms of marketing is not having time to market because I'm busy doing my job stuff, plus marketing, plus doing moving jobs, and plus communicating with customers, plus secretary labors. And I'm just trying to figure out the balance within doing this. Because obviously, I don't know. I feel like secretary stuff is kind of like just like a weakness, and when you end
Mm-hmm.
up doing stuff that you're not really good at, I feel like it's just a waste of
What do you
time.
mean
Not
secretary
saying that it
stuff?
does.
What do you mean secretary stuff?
So I might be calling customers. Customers might be calling me throughout the day. I gotta communicate with them, write out their information, get the invoice directly over to them, get the contract back to them, get
That's
all that stuff
sales.
organized.
That's sales. That's sales. Two, why you
Okay.
got a contract if you under the table?
Cause I done jobs like I did a job with a lady one time and she had bed bugs. She had a
But
whole
why'd you do the
bunch of
job? Why'd you do the
I,
job?
I didn't know. This was
What,
this was
what,
this was
why? What? You say you watch my channel though?
yeah.
Anytime I talk about moving and training on moving, I always say, man, first thing you should do when you go in the house is look for bed bugs. I've even showed and trained people on how to look for them. So you mean to tell me
Yeah.
you put somebody's shit on your truck with bed bugs?
I did this. This
So
was
what is the
like maybe
so what is the contract going to do? You got bed bugs now. What's the contract going to do?
so that was just a learning curve. That was a learning curve because they in the instance of doing all of that, I ended up not getting paid for doing a lot of that job because
Why?
they was a hoarder. They had issues where they didn't want to throw away stuff. They had stuff they wanted to keep on, hold on to, and stuff like that. And they end up saying, throwing their stuff away. Nothing got thrown away the whole time we was there, but they just was playing around and trying to get us to pay. And we working there 3-4 days. So eventually, I was like, I need a form of payment for what's going on for the job we've already done. Because
What, 3 4
basically, it was a jump
days?
removal. It was a jump removal job. So watching your channel, you also said when it comes to doing stuff, you want to expand just to get the money.
Are you a mover or you a junk removal?
I'm a mover. I
So
learned
why
that.
are you doing junk removal on your truck? I just
That
did
that
this lecture
that
three
was
weeks ago.
what I'm saying is this is. I told you I've been doing this for a year now. This happened back in maybe like June, so I'm not doing
So
that no more.
all right, so now it makes sense. You weren't doing a move. You were doing a junk removal. Junk
Yeah,
removers are nasty. This is why you don't put and to whoever that was that I was ripping a hole in they behind Paul's in the Discord. This is the exact reason why I say you don't mix the two. This is prime example. This is prime example. Who was that? Nordy or somebody I was debating? Why? And I did the whole live stream on business ethics. This is absolutely why when you're doing household goods moves, you don't do junk removal. You don't mix the two.
this was just initial. Like I'm saying, I don't do it anymore. I don't do any of those type of jobs anymore. This was just me with a truck trying to figure out how to make some more money with it. So I was just trying to figure out different guys. I was trying to do junk removal. I was doing delivery jobs. But now I'm in the point now I just want to go full throttle, just moving. So that's why I was
So
like, it's more.
where'd you do with the truck? Hold on, we can't skip past the bed bugs. We can't
Oh,
get past the bed bugs.
I spent like 400 or 500. My mom knows people, so I spent like four or
That's
five
it.
hundred dollars. Yeah. She
And they
she
got
she
rid of
has
them.
she used to do apartment. She works of an apartment complex, so she had a person that just she knew like a person that did it for the apartments did a favor for me. So they cleaned my whole apartment, spent about $400 or $500 in my truck. They had to use the heat to do that. I don't know exactly how they did it, but yeah. So that was a process. But getting back to the contract, um, for one, if you do a lot of jobs, even running under the table, I just be skeptical because people don't want to pay you all the time. Sometimes I might work like 4 or 5 hours doing a job, and then you dealing with a customer that just don't want to pay. And I'm like, if it's not in
Well,
contract,
well, what are you charging these people to move, bro?
so I charge 110 an hour for a 2 man in the truck, uh 150 for 3 guys, and 200 for four.
What about a truck fee?
Truck fee 125.
And you in Georgia, right?
Yes, sir.
See, I want to say something, but I ain't gonna say it, bro. Listen,
No, I want to hear it. I want
hey
to know
man,
exactly.
you moving
I
black
want
folks, ain't you? You moving black folk, right? What
I
that-
moved some of I moved
Yeah,
some of
you moving
yeah.
black. You moving black folk, bro.
I moved
Let's.
some black people, some white people, but yeah,
Nah. Who ain't paying you? Who ain't paying you?
I've gotten my money from almost all of them, but I've had so many situations where people try to just be like, I don't want to pay you. But it do be the black
Dang,
people though.
see, they why they treat you like that, big dog? I had that happen one time, and it wasn't no black person. It was a gypsy, and he just didn't have it. He was in a bad situation. He didn't want to tell us. He had to be out. Black people, I really didn't move black people because my company, I didn't market to black people. Black people don't move up here, but you in a highly populated black area. Warner
Actually,
Robins is majority
ironically,
black, right?
nah, Warner Robins is actually like a white area. Ironically,
So
is a white.
so so so
I'm,
why
I'm,
where you? Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna
I
let you
was just,
finish.
I was just taking. See, these were just jobs. Actually, the lady who had the bed bugs and shit, she was white.
Okay.
It's crazy because she was acting like she even know what bed bugs were. Like you got dogs and fleas and shit. But that's neither here or there.
Okay.
But
So let me ask you this: why are you so concerned if it's not happening? You said like how
because
many times have you not gotten paid? How many times have you not gotten paid
that one job, that one bed bug
with the
situation,
bed bugs? And why did
she
she
didn't.
not pay you? Because it sounded like you was working on the job. Why didn't she pay you?
So she complained about us supposedly throwing her stuff away, and she was mentally dis. She was really kind of unstable.
All right, you shouldn't have been
Um,
doing the job, bro.
yeah. I
All right.
It started out. I initially did a delivery job for her. She was moving out the house, and I had delivered a couch to another house that she had moved into. Then she was like,
All
"Well,
right.
I got this other house and needed me to do
So
this work."
so when you walked into that house, based on what you telling me, she was a hoarder with shit all over the place. It probably was nasty too, though, bro.
It was nasty as shit.
But it was a
It was nasty.
junk removal, or was it a move? It was a junk removal.
It was a junk removal. When I told
And,
her,
and, and,
"Hey,"
and, and, and hold on, she hired you to remove junk, right?
mhm,
And you took it to the what? The dump.
this junk. This the thing. None of the junk even left the house. She
So
had
what
so
was
it
y'all?
was
Hold on. So what were y'all doing for 3 days?
So this is that's what I was trying to explain. So basically, she moved out the house and she had some more appliances and stuff in the house that she needed. There were brand new appliances that were still inside this house. It was a parent's old house and stuff like that. She got a new house. So we were supposed to move the appliances out of that house, and then she wanted us to bag up some of the stuff that she had in that house and get it into a storage unit. The stuff that she wanted out of the house. It was her parents' old house. So she wanted us to take that stuff to a storage unit, and whatever else that she didn't want, she wanted to throw it away. But because the house was vacant, I think some people was moving in, not moving in, but like intruders were staying in her house, and she
Squatting,
had to, huh?
squatting.
Squatting. Yeah, she had people, not even squatting. She had people like stealing her stuff and vandalizing her
So
stuff. So she needed stuff out.
so did you move the stuff to storage?
Yes.
So
She wanted the completion of the house. We
you
didn't
got
complete all of it. We filled up the storage unit because as the process kept going, she kept on pulling us in and out, talking about, "Oh, we need, I want this, I want that," and I'm still doing other jobs as well.
well, you're gonna have to eat that one, big dog. That's just gonna happen. You know, you under
Yeah.
the table. The reason why I say you don't want to do a contract because you own the new, you under the table, and you don't want a paper trail in case anything were to happen. Somebody gets injured,
Mm,
something else comes up. Now you got a paper trail, bro. You telling on yourself. You like if you under the table, you under the table. You under the table, act like a person who operating under the table. Don't act like a person who operating legally when you under the table.
mm,
What if something happen? But that's the risk that you run, that you take when you operating under the table. I'm not going to
mm.
give nobody no contract and I'm under the table. Why would I incriminate myself? That's my free ticket out of anything. I break something, I ain't paying for it. Somebody get hurt, hey, you on your own. Like, why would I make somebody sign a contract and I don't have to? I'm already under the table.
So how would
But
you go about making
this
sure you
is
get your money though?
bro, this is the risk that you take running under the table. So basically you need to screen out your customers. Man, I talk about it all the time with moving. I train my guys to know when you walking in a place, listen, it's if you don't think Mark could do it, then I'm not gonna make you do it. We don't dealing with any infestations, we're not dealing with no roaches, we're not dealing with no bed bugs. I've had crews walk into jobs where it was maggots crawling on the goddamn a stove. My guys is coming through. They inspecting first before anything gets
Mm-hmm.
touched. Mattresses are getting inspected. Everything is getting inspected because we don't deal with no infestations whatsoever. We don't need your money. Okay, that's the first thing. All right. Second thing is when we dealing with people on the phone, you need to be a good salesman and be able to determine who you want to move or not. If a person's trying to jew you down, this, that, and the third, I don't want to move you. My price is my price. You broke. You trying to get it. We're a company. They don't know you under the table. Maybe they do know you under the table, but your price is your price. They can't go into the Walmart and jew them down. They can't go to 2 minute truck and jew them down. So if they trying to jew me down, that means they may not have it. And this is a premium service. $100 an hour is a lot of money, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not especially not knowing how long a job is going to take. You saying that's a job that took 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into a situation as a businessman, you have to be able to assess a situation. You really can't judge a book by its cover, but sometimes you have to be able to read the room. You on a 3-day job, and this person is a hoarder. Now it'd be different if it was a landlord or somebody that was cleaning out a property that all this shit was left behind, and they trying to prep it and prepare it to put it back on the market for new tenants so they can turn it over. You got a person who just let they self go at life. So if you got all this shit, you've been just living in squalor for who knows how long, man, it's a good possibility that you may not be financially sound either. If you are not disciplined as far as cleanliness in life, you probably not disciplined as far as your finances is concerned either. Either way, I'm not finna stick around and wait around and finish the job to find out. I'm gonna let this one go ahead and go and pass off to the next person because I'm not hard up. I'm not hard up for money. Even at the beginning, I learned my lesson early. Don't be hard up for money. It's always gonna be another job. Because guess what? Not only did you not get paid, that job cost you money. Because
Cost a lot.
You was looking at that big job, just like the guy who came up before with the FEMA thing. You were looking at that big, ooh, this gonna be a lot of money. But all the little signs that told you to run in between, you ignored that shit because you're looking at the big payday on this 3-day job. But it's a bunch of little signs in between that you completely ignored looking at that big payday. It was a bunch of signs that told you no. You moving shit, you don't see bed bugs. Did y'all wrap the mattresses?
We didn't move any
Nope.
mattresses. We didn't move
So
no mattresses out.
so
That's one.
so
That's one that had.
what did y'all put on the truck that had bed bugs?
As terms of bed bugs, I don't even know if they got on the truck. I just know that I personally got bit up really bad.
Well, what was
So
you
I,
touching that was you was getting bit up? And how do you know it was bed bugs? You could have been getting bit up by anything.
it could have been bed bugs. It could
Could
have
have
been
been
fleas. It could
dust
have been
mites.
chiggers. I'm not. I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not specifically sure in what bug it was. I just know it was infested with bugs. But I got bit up really
When did you
bad.
see the bugs, bro?
Um, we seen them while we was moving around the bedroom in the
All right,
house.
and y'all kept moving.
Yeah, that's when we
All right,
just
well
turned
then
into the terminal.
what's known don't need to be explained.
Yeah.
I ain't moving shit. I don't give a goddamn if you got an ant. Ain't shit going on my truck. I ain't trying to take nothing home. I ain't trying to send nothing home with these my guys. I don't want the shit on my truck. Anything.
Yeah.
So you can't let money be your drive. Like, nah, bro.
So here's my other
Mm-mm.
question for you. Here's my other
Yep.
question for you.
Yep.
So with me trying to go full throttle with the moving company, because eventually I do want to quit. I was looking at trying to find different avenues as far as keeping the truck running 24/7 throughout the week when I'm not working and stuff like that, so it makes money. What I was
Mm-hmm.
doing, what I had an idea, a plan, or doing right now. So I have a partner who wants to do a bread route. Are you familiar with bread routes?
Yeah. What about him?
So he has a bread route that's supposedly for sale right now for like 150 to 170K. That's what the person is trying to sell it for. Oh,
You gonna buy? So you gonna spend? You gonna finance a bread route, big dog, for 150,000?
it's supposed to be financed for 150 to 170.
How much is the
The
cash flow?
the cash flow is supposed to gross 44,000 a month.
You said you a
So
business major. Hold on, hold on. You
yeah,
said you a business major.
yes sir.
They selling it for 150 in this cash flow, 44 a month.
44. That's what the gross of it is. Before it grosses 44. It's supposed to gross 11,000 $8 to $11,000 a week.
What's the cash flow for the end of the year?
For the end of the year,
What's their
times that.
cash flow? What they got in their account right now?
Who the people who are selling it?
Nah, man. Of course, the people that's selling it, bro.
Yeah. I gotta talk to them in specific because I haven't had a chance to actually talk to them yet and directly. I just been cracking the numbers based upon what numbers I was
What's the
given.
name of this bread? What's the name of this company?
I don't know them yet. That's what I'm saying. I
You
have
don't
I
know
have
them.
little to. I
What's their
haven't got.
EBITDA? What's their
Say it
EBITDA?
again.
What's their earnings before taxes?
Earnings before taxes. They
Earnings
said
before
they
taxes, before interest. What's their earnings?
think about 400,000
400,000.
a
You
year.
said they grossing 44,000 a month gross.
Yeah, it's about four to five
Okay,
hundred.
so if they grossing $44,000 a month, you don't know what
Huh?
their EBITDA is. Do you know what their EBITDA is? You don't even know what EBITDA is.
No,
You a business
no.
major though. You a business
That
major, right?
word, yeah, but that
Nah.
I don't know
See,
about
see,
that
see.
one.
You
I don't
talking
know
to
that.
Big
I don't know
Mark. You
that one. I
talking
can't
to Big
help you
Mark.
down.
All right. Well, hey. All right. So let's do this.
What
Forty-four
is that
thousand a month.
acronym? That's what I'm asking.
I
What's the
just
acronym?
told you. I just told you
Say
what it was. Earnings before
earnings
interest,
before.
taxes, depreciation, and amortization. So
Okay.
44,000 times 12.
Hmm.
That's over $500,000. So I got
Yeah.
$528,000.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you, what their cat? Okay, you tell me they selling the business for 150,000, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So he wants to buy a bread route for 150K. He gonna finance it, right?
Hmm.
And what are you asking me? What do you
I
want
was
to know
just
from
asking.
me?
Do you think it's a legitimate idea? I did the numbers. I cracked the
Legitimate
numbers.
idea? Legitimate idea?
Yeah. Like I cracked the numbers that I got from it after doing all of my stuff is that we could probably profit between 18 to 9,000 a month.
Why are you guessing? If that's a business, why don't you ask them if you're interested in buying? Why don't you ask them how much they cash flowing month to month? I
I
just
have
asked
that's
you
what I'm
what they
saying.
cash flowing. You gave me what they was grossing. I asked you what they was cash flowing.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't had that. That's the question I need to ask them when I get a chance
Okay,
to ask them
so
that.
here's the thing. How can you determine what y'all? You said we can net
Based,
19 a month.
this is what
How?
this is what this is the information I was given. I was given that we gross between $11,000 weekly. We gross $11,000 weekly um off of sales alone. Plus the down payment of it would be 5% down. The payment for it is between 150 to 170 for the actual truck itself. And not the truck itself, for the route itself. And
bro. Go ahead, I'm listening.
yeah, that's pretty much the synopsis of the stuff they was telling me from it.
They didn't tell you no cash flow. I asked you cash flow. You gave me gross.
No, they didn't give
What
me
is
no
the
cash flow.
what is the
I'd
business
ask.
cash flow? That's what you want to know.
That's the question I need to ask.
They told you gross, but what is the business cash flowing?
Okay.
When you
I just
buying
I,
listen, young man, 24, right?
yes,
24. When you buying a business, you want to know what they cash flowing and you want to know what their EBITDA is. Write it down.
I got you. Notes. I got you.
No, you didn't write it down.
I'm writing it
These are
down.
the questions that you should be asking when you buying a business that's up and operational. This is what you should want to know. Now, if you asking me, I think the question that you want to ask me is something I would do, right?
To extent, yeah.
Hell no. Why would I buy? Why would I spend damn near $200,000 on a bread route? but I go buy me a building or something. Dude, like, I'm gonna spend $200,000 on a bread truck and a route. What? You can build that. Why would I go spend that on that? That sounds like somebody that want out, looking for a sucker.
Yeah.
I mean, you do what you want to do though, but listen,
No, I'm gonna ask.
I'm
I'm gonna
I'm
ask
not
more
finna spend
questions.
$175,000. I'm not gonna spend 175 on a bread truck and a route. Me personally, I'm not gonna do it. Why would I finance that, bro? Where do y'all see it being lucrative to even be considering it? You can't
Well,
even answer the
reason
questions that I need to know that I asked you. You don't have the answers for,
that's the questions I need to ask them.
right?
That's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
think y'all.
I
I
didn't
don't. I
ask them.
listen. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I didn't get a chance to ask them these questions. These is just the information that I was
But
provided. So I said I got
you
to ask
wouldn't
these.
have answered them anyway because you don't even know what it is. You don't even
I
know
didn't
what
know
IBIT
these.
is.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I didn't know. Nah, I didn't know
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, I know. So if I were y'all, I would stick to entrepreneurship from a building perspective and learning and going through learning curves of building businesses before you buy something that's up and operational.
I got you.
I'm not going to spend $200,000 or 175 on a bread route that's up and operating. That's something I feel like I can go buy a bread truck and build it. But to each his own. I just don't see, me personally, I think there's other things that I could do with 175 that would yield a better return on investment than that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Honestly, not sure. It's just the idea of something like that right now. Because after I did the expenses and stuff of the stuff I do have, because I did come downstairs, I just put overall that it was gonna cost us. It's gonna cost us about 2,500 in gas, 1,800 for insurance, 280 for the note, maintenance about 1,000, $3,000 monthly for the route for a 5 year 5 year lease, or whatever you call it at the time. But 5 years, and probably $9,080 for wages that we would probably spend for employees. So that's all the information I got out as of
But
now.
you don't know what the business is cash flowing.
No, not yet. I don't know. I don't. That's what I'm saying. We haven't. I
So
need
so
to
so
meet
so
with
here's
them.
the thing. So here's the thing. The information that y'all should have asked, y'all didn't ask. Here's the thing. You don't want to buy, especially y'all aren't in a position to turn anything around. Y'all not even in the bread business, right? So if you're gonna buy something at the level that you guys are, as far as a business person, you want to buy something that's already profitable. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't ask this question. You don't know what their earnings are. You don't know what their cash flow is. You don't know what the IBIT is. And these are the things that you should want to know when you're looking to acquire a building that's already up and operational, that's turnkey. I want to know what your cash flow is.
Yeah.
I would,
Only
if I
they.
was y'all, I would stay. Me personally, I would stay away from it. I would focus on building something from scratch, like what you're doing now.
Okay.
$175,000 to sign your life away to pay for something that you have no idea. No, it'd be different if you was already in the bread business and this person had a route that was on your route and you got a couple routes already and you want to acquire this route to add it to your portfolio, whether it was profitable or not, that's one thing. But you guys aren't in the business, and just based on the questions that I asked you, you don't have the knowledge to even understand how to evaluate this business. You don't know how to evaluate it, because the two main things to evaluate a up and operational business, the questions I asked you, the questions that you should have asked them. So if you don't know how to evaluate a business, last thing you should be doing is buying a business that's up and operational. You don't know what the valuation of the company is. Business
Yeah.
major.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I ain't the best. I ain't the smartest in the world.
I'm just
I feel
messing
like
with you, bro. I'm just messing with you, bro. But nah,
I do want,
stop.
but here's the thing.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
My goal, my 100% goal is literally to build the moving company up from grassroots. That is my goal. I do want to build it all the way up. But my goal is also to be to a point where I don't have to be under the table. And in order for me to be under the table, I want to have something that was going to be a consistent cash flow coming in so I can have that. Say, for instance, I don't get that many jobs right now. Something's already still making money to pay for the insurances and everything else as well
So
going.
do this. Continue to work on the moving thing on the weekends.
Mhm.
You know, you got a truck. Train your guys really, really well. Start booking jobs throughout the week. Train your guys really well to the point where you feel like you can kind of remove yourself if you have jobs that come up throughout the week while you're at work, and have those guys go out and do those 2-man or 3-man jobs while you're at work. And then as you see success in that, then you can probably slowly start to possibly removing your truck. But if you're not going to be able to pay yourself the amount of money that you're getting from your job, I don't think it's a good idea. That's just me personally. I think you can train these guys to the point where they can go out and be able to do these jobs without you being there, right? And as you book more jobs and that truck is running 7 days a week, to the point where you're profitable, to the point where you can go to acquiring another truck and then duplicate that. When you're looking at what you can pay yourself or what the business can pay you, if it's getting to a point where you can replace that income or that job with the income from the moving company, so be it. But you also got to know that moving is it's a seasonal thing. Spring and summer, winter and fall is slow.
Yeah,
So now that income that you're walking away from at your job, right? That income normally would keep going, but you're leaving that for seasonal income. Now you can make a lot of money, right? But you have to make sure that you're going to be making enough to withstand those slow seasons and be able to cover your costs to operate the business and your cost to live.
yeah, I see that perspective as well. I'm not in a rush to do it. Honestly, my goal is a 10-year plan. So I'm trying to take my time with it because I am young, so I got time to not waste, but time to grow and build it the right way. I just don't want to put myself in a trap where I end up stuck at this job that I don't want to do for the rest of my life. So that's the
I
only
don't see
thing.
nothing wrong with a job, bro. I know y'all don't like jobs and shit. That's like not a good
It's not.
thing, but
It's nothing wrong with. It's nothing wrong with having a job. Like I'm willing to do the hardest labor inside the trucking business. I'm not against working. It's just literally. I just personally wanted to. I want to build a business. It's more of a goal aspect
okay.
of it.
But I think you should continue to build it the way you're doing before you quit your job. Don't, make sure it's going to be able to replace the income that you already have. It's possible with moving, but I think if you follow the way that I told you to do it, as far as training your guys really well, working with them on the weekend, and if you feel their skill set is good enough where you can trust them to do these moves without your supervision Monday through Friday, then continue to book those jobs from Monday through Friday and let them go out.
Yeah.
I would go down on my price some, Other than that, yeah, that's about it. I think you should go down maybe to 100 an hour for 2 men. What are you paying them?
Paying who my employees 15.
You paying your workers 15?
Yeah, 15 an
So
hour.
you paying them like crackheads, but you charging 1 cent an hour for two guys. Why?
Because the economy where I work at, inside this economy, a lot of the guys that I have working for me, I got like college students, so they're willing to
Okay,
work
so
for
my
like,
my, my question is, you paying $15 an hour, you paying them like crackheads, but you're charging 1 cent an hour. Why? You're
oh, I have to
greedy.
try.
You're greedy,
Yeah,
and this is why a guy like me can come down there, and every job that you thought you was going to get, my company is going to take it from you.
I wasn't trying to really be greedy.
No,
Aspect
no,
wise,
you're being greedy. No, you're being
here's the
greedy.
thing. I don't. Here's the thing. I'm not. It's not even a greed thing because I'm not relying on the money. It really was just me trying to find a. No, I'm not. I'm because I have a job, so it's not like
Well,
I
why are you
need this.
charging 1 cent an hour for two guys?
I was trying to find a number that was competitive and not at the same time not a number that was going to make me look like I'm
What
amateur,
what
completely
what
amateur.
what's your competition charging?
My competition charges between 125 an hour and 90 an hour.
All right, so where are you putting your job? Where you on Thumbtack?
I do thumbtack. I
All
also
right,
do a lot of word of mouth.
you need to be at $100 an hour.
Okay.
You charging $15. You paying $15 an hour. You're paying $30 an hour for two guys.
Mm-hmm.
You're making $100 an hour. You're making $70 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You're making $80 an hour at 110. You need to pay these guys $20 to $25 an hour, and you need to charge $100 an hour. I think you need to boost their pay up, especially if you're gonna remove yourself. You need to get them incentive to
Now
want to do good work. I
when I
don't.
do remove myself, I do pay the person who's the truck driver like 25.
Here's the thing: whether you there or not, $15 an hour. Like, what makes you think they're gonna want to stay with you? What makes you think they're gonna want to go in and put in their best effort at $15 an hour in 2025?
It's just the guys I got working with
Just
me. It's
okay,
college
but
students.
just okay. It's McDonald's pay $21 an hour.
Oh,
So
I
you
ain't
gonna
going.
pay somebody to lift
My,
heavy ass furniture for $15 an hour?
nah, that's what I'm saying. My area, you can work at Walmart and barely make $17 an hour. Like the
So if they were paying 17 at Walmart, how are you gonna pay someone to do labor intensive work for 15, bro? And at
because
Georgie's,
it's not taxed. So you
bro, you
making.
missing you missing the point, bro. You
I
missing the
get you.
point. You're charging a customer 110 an hour. You're paying $15 an hour. You're paying $30 an hour in labor. You're making $80 an hour, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
All that shit you talking about ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You
I
tell
mean,
me what? Okay, so hold
I
on.
can pay
So
them more. I can
hold
pay them
on.
more.
No, you got to understand what's going on now.
Mhm.
You mean to tell me they can go work at Walmart and make more than what they would make for you lifting furniture? You don't see nothing wrong with that?
Yeah. I can see the
Okay
perspective.
then. All right then. So when you come up here, anything you say that's wrong, we're gonna hold you accountable. And that's wrong. You know why it's wrong? Because you want to scale, you want to quit your job, right? And build a moving company. What type of people you think if you do get consistent work, 3, 4 moves a day, is gonna want to come and continue to work for you day in and day out, doing 2 to 3 moves a day at $15 an hour? So you gonna book jobs ahead, and guess what? It's gonna be those days where you got 3 jobs booked on this crew, and that crew don't show up for you. One, they're not going to show up because they're not going to have the motivation to show up because you're not paying them enough. They may have thought they wanted to come to work today for that crackhead shit, but they stiff from the day previous. And they don't have that extra drive, which is to pay, to fight through that stiffness to bring their ass to work. Or they're going to be like, man, the hell with him. I can go drive Uber. I can go do DoorDash. I can go do, goddamn it, Walmart and make more for doing less work. You have to be competitive. You can't make money without people in the moving industry. And you have to give them the incentive to want to come to work. You can't scale without people. I'm going to pay my people great because you know what? I've been out there and I've done the work. I was paying people $50, $60 an hour during the pandemic.
Makes sense though.
I'm already on a high premium margin. If I'm charging $100 an hour for two guys and I'm paying them $25 an hour a piece, I'm still making 100% on the labor and I'm not even on the truck. Not to mention the truck fee. So even if you paid them 25, even if you paid them 25 and 30, your
So do you
your
think I should
margins
lower
are
my truck
still
fee as
great.
well? Do
You
you think
say
I should
what?
lower my truck fee? Do you think I should lower my truck fee as well?
What's your
Because
truck
I was
fee?
thinking 125.
For
So I
you
was
got
thinking of
16
making
you got a 16-foot
60.
truck?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
I think that's fair. What does your truck fee include?
Tapes, blanket, basically all the supplies that I bring on the truck.
You using
So
shrink wrap?
I use shrink wrap as well. So any supplies such as shrink wrap, tape, blankets.
What what's the radius? What's the radius that's included in that $125 truck fee?
You mean okay? Oh, distance. Okay, distance. Okay, I got you. I got you. Within the 30-mile distance, 30 miles,
And then outside 30 miles, then what?
I charge 77 cents per mile.
Okay. Yeah, I
I ain't
think you
think.
should go. I think you should go down on your. That's just me, per. You can do what you want to do,
No, I'm
but
just trying to.
if
I want. What I want to do is be successful. I'm not here to argue with you. If you're right, you're wrong. I just want to know what to do to get on the right page. I don't want to.
yeah, I
I'm
think
not
you
trying to
should.
fit.
I should think you should be a little bit more competitive with your price. I think you should pay your workers about $10 more an hour.
Okay. Okay. So drop down to probably about 100 solid. I was thinking that way it might be easier to market if I just went full throttle.
Maybe go up, pay your driver 25, pay your helper 20 to get started, and then leave that cushion there to bring your helper up to about 25 um, after a period of time, and
Because
then
I
I
did
would
have a project. I did have a actual like I hired a secretary at one point,
for what?
and I was paying because I'm not good with keeping up with. I'm not good with notes. Like I'm not good with writing down
Notes.
every
What do
little.
you mean?
Say for instance, I call you, say, hey, what all do you have in your house? I got 2 bedroom. I got a king size bed in here. I got this there. I got 2 ottomans. I got tables. Write that down. Then I have to also call you. Then I have to put your stuff down, accept the deposit. Then I have to send the invoice back to you.
And you're not good at that?
After all of those
Well then,
stuff.
you're not a good businessman because this is what that business entails. And if you're not good at it and you sit at the helm of the business, that means you're not a good businessman. These are all things that I've had to do. So you telling me you're not good at it? Only thing I can tell you, you're not a good businessman. This is what you have to do when you running a moving company. You got to take calls. You have to listen to what a customer's telling you. You have to visualize this shit in your head to determine if you have the equipment to fit the shit. You have to sell them. When you book it, you have to schedule it. You have to make sure that the truck is there, equipped and ready to roll. You got to make sure the guys are trained. This is what you're going to do. Here's the thing. You want to run a moving company, which means to order to be successful, you're going to have to scale. You got to have a multitude of trucks. Your 16 footers are going to should be doing 2 to 3 moves a day. Your 26 footers are going to be doing a move a day, right? And during peak times in the month, last week of the month, first week of the month, in peak moving season, you're gonna have a flurry of calls for people looking to book during those time periods, and then during those time periods, you're gonna have a bunch of last minute calls, which you should be trying to fill in every single hole. Because guess what? When September gets here, October gets here, then what? You know what that sound is? It's
Yes.
crickets. So you should be wanting to take every single call and book every single call and sell every single person that calls you, and all that shit that you said you not good at. In order to you to close those deals, you have to do that shit and be good at it. What are we talking about, sir?
I just was trying to delegate it only because
Bro,
I was just
it ain't
delegating it.
about no delegating. It's your business. Why am I paying nobody to call? I'm not finna trust no secretary to close no lead for me. Is you crazy? I train people that come into moving how to close leads. Man, Mark, I'm spending all this money on Thumbtack. People then came up here on the live and I gave them coaching, and then came back a month later with moving like, man, I'm closing way more leads. People in the Discord, I train people on how to close leads. This is how I became successful. If you're not good at it, you're not gonna be successful.
I can close on the jobs. My only issue, closing is not an issue. I can get the
Well, what's
job
the
booked.
issue?
Schedule, keep it on a schedule.
Scheduling? How?
Make
You
it
can't keep on the schedule?
because scheduling. I got it's scheduling. It's really scheduling. That's my biggest issue. Scheduling.
What? How?
Schedule.
How is
Because if I
scheduling an
got
issue?
because I also have other stuff going on.
Hey, bro, get off my phone. You wanna get this money? You wanna be a businessman? Or you got other stuff going on? What you wanna do? Talk to me. You wanna have
I
other
want to
stuff going on, or you wanna get this money?
get this money though.
All right, then. So fuck all that other shit you talking about. What you mean you got other stuff going on? You got kids?
No, I ain't got no kids
You
yet.
married?
No, I ain't married.
So what's this other shit you got going on, big dog?
I'm working on real estate
Bro,
classes.
bro. What you want to do, dog? What do you want to do? So you booking jobs and you not showing up for them, bro?
No, I'm showing up for all my jobs. It's just, for instance, well, it's not even imagine. I have customers that'll call you one day and they want you to. It's following up with customers. That's one thing. Following up with customers. Remember, I had to call them back and actually see
How,
if they still interested in the job.
oh, wait. So are we talking about leads, or are we talking about already booked jobs?
If I already have you say, hey, I could. You know what? If they haven't sent a deposit, it's not considered booked.
I'm gonna run you my script, bro. I don't do this for people I don't know.
Gotcha.
Thanks for calling So and So Movers. How can we help you today? Oh yeah, I got a 1 bedroom. It's on the first floor. Moving to a third floor. About 6 miles up the road. I got a queen size bed, chest, dresser, nightstand. I do have a little cubby area with a computer table. I got a 85-inch screen, TV. I got about 50 boxes, dining room table. It does need to be breaking down. The TV does need to be dismounted from the wall. About 50 boxes. And then I got a storage unit in the basement. Okay, ma'am. For that job, it's going to require 3 men. We charge $150 an hour with a 2-hour minimum. There's going to be a $125 truck fee. What day were you looking to move? Well, my lease is up June 1st. Well, June 1st. I'm looking to move say 12 o'clock. Well, unfortunately, man, we operate on a window system. I do have a morning slot available that day. I could have a crew there. I can give you an exact time. It could arrive at about 8. But after that, I have a 12 to 4 or a 4 to 8 window available. I would suggest you go with the 9 o'clock. The reason why, it's the first day of the month. June is a very busy moving day because, like yourself, most people's leases are up on the last day or the first day of the month. And moving is a very labor taxing business. The later in the day you book, the more chances of the crew being fatigued and also running behind. I do have a 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. available that day. I would try, if I were you, I would try to take the 8 o'clock because of all these factors that I just mentioned. You know what? I never thought about that. You know what? You're right. You know, it said, let's go ahead and book the 8 o'clock. Go ahead. Is there anything that I need to do? Is there a deposit? You're under the table. I wouldn't take deposit. You know, another reason why I take deposit, you say you're not good at scheduling. So how is you good at managing all these deposits that these people giving you? I wouldn't even take deposits with you. When I was under the table, I didn't take deposits. When I was licensed, I didn't take deposits unless you was going long distance. Because most people don't cancel their moves. Why? Because apartment moves, they got to move anyway because their lease is up. So 9 times out of 10, they not canceling. That's more work you got to do. And if you already said you're not good with scheduling, how can I trust that you're even good with managing people's deposits? How I know you're not going to misappropriate? How I know you're not going to mismanage it? How I know you ain't going to spend that money for shit that you already didn't got a deposit for that you ain't even did the work for yet? Once they book the job with you, whatever scheduling system that you use, I don't know, use your Apple Ledger, your Apple Calendar to schedule the moves. Whatever you use to schedule the moves, you schedule the moves. Customers that you talk to who you don't close, set a reminder to follow up with them in 24 to 48 hours. It's not something that you need somebody to pay to do, bro. This is something that the job requires. If you're going to build a moving company, it's your job to acquire customers, which means you're going to spend time on the phone acquiring customers. You have to schedule them. You have to follow up with them. You have to listen to every single thing they have. And if you're telling me you're not good at it, then I have to tell you, then you need to become good at it. Because this is the first point of contact. This is how at the end of a 4-hour move for $150 an hour with a $150 truck fee, this is how you charge somebody $750 for 4 hours of work. By doing all this stuff that I just said. And if you're not good at that, then you'll never get to that point where you can make that type of money.
I got you. I'm listening though. I got you though. But nah,
That's
I
easy.
definitely.
That's easy work, bro. It's easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Bro, listen, you young, bro. You got lot. Listen, this the real world. Business ain't forgiving and it's not kind. You gonna have people out there. You got corporate franchises out there that's moving companies. You got other moving companies. All My Sons, Family and Sons, all these companies, bro, that are family owned or family owned franchise that's been generation to generation that's been moving for years, bro. This is who you're gonna be competing against. So if you're telling me you're lackadaisy on the upfront customer shit and you're not, you're not organized and you're not good at it, then you need to become good at it. Because this is what the job entails, sir. I wouldn't
Yeah.
hire no secretary to do it. Why am I gonna pay somebody to do that shit for me? I'm not trusting nobody to close for no, but I'm the best closer. Ain't nobody gonna close for my company better than me. You mean to tell me you gonna hire somebody that can sell for your company better than you? No, I'm asking you.
Nah,
You just said you wasn't good at it.
I was gonna train them to do the exact same thing I was doing, just not have to do it and
Bro,
be able to
no,
focus more
no.
on
You
marketing.
gotta do it. What how can you train somebody who ain't never been out on a move? How can you train somebody who can't visualize what the customer is telling you? When a customer tells me something on the phone, I'm visualizing. I've been in every single place in the city of Chicago and suburb. I've been in every ranch, bungalow, Georgian, duplex, triplex, courtway, four-way. So I can visualize the move. If a person's selling, they moving out of a bungalow, I already know it's 6-7 steps up. They're going to go through a front yard. It's going to be a foyer. It's going to be a living room, a dining room, a hallway, a bathroom, a kitchen. If it's a Georgian, I know it's no steps. It's 2 steps, they going straight up. If it's a ranch, it's going to be no stairs, it's going to be a side door. If it's a basement for a bungalow, I know it's going to be 3-4 stairs down, it's going to be a tight turn. I can visualize everything. I know what the square footage of the rooms because they all carbon cut copies. They was all built in the 1910s and 1920s in the city of Chicago. How can I train somebody that's never been out on the move, that's never been in a multitude of different places to understand the setup, to be able to gauge what size truck and how many guys it's going to require? Now I'm asking you.
Now my method was originally I was gonna get them to say, for instance, this went through your same thing. It's a 2-bedroom household. Average 2-bedroom household, you typically need between a 16 to 20 foot truck. If it's a 1 bedroom to a studio, it's a 16-foot truck to a 10-foot size truck. And I was like, okay, I can just get them to get the information of what type of bedroom it is, what all they have. This is the type of guys. If it's 2 bedrooms, it's a lot of stuff. Depending on how much stuff it is, I'll say, oh, it's 3 guys. And just, I was just going to teach them the code to listen for.
Bro, you can't teach nobody that's never been out. How? Because not every single person that's called, bro, I've had 1-bedroom apartments that required 26-foot trucks. I've had 1-bedroom apartments that have required 26-foot trucks. The motherfucker call you and say, man, I got 250 boxes. Wait, you said you had a 1-bedroom. I do got a 1-bedroom. You can't train nobody for that type of ear. What about the layout? What about the layout? Here's the thing, because when you're booking small job studios, 1-bedrooms, 2-bedrooms, you also have to factor in this truck ain't going to do 1 move a day. So forget just the aspect of what they got. I'm on a scheduling time. I need to be able to gauge based off what they're telling me where I need to pluck them in at. If I pluck them in the morning, the next call that I get, because now I got an afternoon and an evening book, but I know what this person got, I have to gauge based off what they're telling me when this truck is going to arrive there. So you can say, okay, if it's a 2-bedroom, it's going to require a 16 to 20-foot truck, but can they gauge how long that job is going to take based off how much stuff they got, whether it's a garden, a first, a second, a third, or a 4th floor walk-up, where they're moving out of, whether it's a garden, first, second, third, fourth floor walk-up, where they're moving into, whether they're moving from a 1st floor to an elevator building, where they're moving from a 2nd floor walk-up to an elevator building, where they're moving from an elevator building to a 1st floor, understanding that an elevator building takes longer than a walk-up. Why does an elevator building take longer than a walk-up?
Elevator be holding for minutes, and sometimes people using the elevator.
No. Say the building blocks the elevator off for you. Why does an elevator move take longer than a walk-up?
I just thought it was because the elevator just be pausing sometimes, and you have to wait on the elevator to go down.
No.
You can't hold it at once. My bad.
No. So, and see, that's what I'm saying. So without even knowing, because you're not experienced as I am, how do you expect to train somebody that's never been out there? The reason why an elevator building takes longer than a walk-up is because you have to touch the stuff a multitude of times. When you're moving the stuff out of an apartment straight into the truck, you're moving out of an apartment straight into the truck. You could be coming off a 3rd floor walk-up. It's coming off the 3rd floor straight into the truck. You moving from an elevator. It could be an elevator building where you got the freight elevator. You could be on the 50th floor. They can stay all the way in the corner unit. The freight elevator could be all the way half a block down, literally. So hold on. I know you didn't think about that. So now they have to put everything on 4-wheelers, speed packs, push that shit all the way down this long hallway, pack the freight elevator, depending on how large or small the freight elevator is, they have to pack it. Then guess what they got to do? They got to go down 50 flights. Then when they get down to the loading dock, guess what? The truck, it may not be a building where the truck is back right where the freight elevator goes. They may have to walk down another hallway. I've been in the buildings where we've had to take 2 freight elevators. Moving somebody out of the John Hancock, we got to go in through security, Go through a 30-minute security check. They gotta sniff the truck with goddamn dogs. You go into the building, you get searched, you gotta give them your ID, this, that, and the third. They gotta wind you down. Then you start unloading the truck. You put the shit on one freight elevator, you go up to the 44th floor, then you gotta unload the shit off that freight elevator, walk it down another hallway, put the shit on another fucking elevator, then take it up to the units, because guess what? For the first 44 flights, it's all commercial. 45 through 90, 95 is residential, but they don't share the same elevator. So now, knowing that that's the first move of the day, even though it's a 1-bedroom apartment, you can kind of gauge how long it's going to take. See, the person that you're training doesn't know that. They just thinking, oh, it's a 1-bedroom. It's going to take 2 to 4 hours, but not realizing that this 1-bedroom may take 4 to 6 hours because of the obstacles that are associated with that particular building. You'll never know that because you've never been on a truck. You didn't even know that. You thinking the elevator
I don't
probably
see in this area.
No.
In the area I'm at, we don't have that type of.
But here's what I'm saying. I'm just giving you an example, bro. I'm giving you an example. You're trying to delegate shit off. A key to being successful is understanding every single thing about your business and what could potentially happen. Why? Because you've done did it.
So my question is,
any building in my market, I can tell you about it.
So did
I can tell you about it from firsthand experience for being in there.
So you've been closing deals the whole entire time of your moving company?
Yes, I've never let nobody. I don't trust nobody when it comes to the money, bro. When it comes to, I can't know. No, me. From humble beginnings to the peak of the peak, they talk to Mark. You know why? Because Mark know how to talk to him. Mark know how to finesse him. Mark know how to woo him over. And a lot of people like talking to the owner. The people who were with me when I was still in the Penske trucks that watched me scale and grow, the fact that they could still talk to me meant a lot to them. They dealing directly with the owner. So, man, it's cut to the chase. They ain't dealing with no salesperson that's getting a commission or bonus. It is what it is. They know that I know the business. I'm not going to send a too small truck. I'm not going to send not enough guys. And I'm going to tell them what they need. I hear what you're saying, but trust me, you're going to need 3 guys for that move. You'll thank me later. End of the move. Man, Mark, you're right. We didn't realize how much stuff we've accumulated since you moved us here 2 years ago. Thank you. I thought 2 guys were going to be enough. I know it needed 3 guys because these guys came. They worked from the moment they got here to the moment the job was over. They humped. I felt bad for them. I told them to take a break. They said, we can't stop. So I know it needed 3 guys because these guys humped. See, you don't get that type of interaction when you selling with a customer, when some girl that you trained that ain't never lifted a goddamn sofa before. This is shit that you get from in-field experience. I take this moving shit serious, big dog. I don't fuck around when it comes. This shit is what made me who I am.
So, question for you. What do I need to do to get you as a legitimate coach?
I don't do it. I don't mentor people. I don't mentor. You talking about mentorship? Because, man, I don't got time to mess with y'all. I don't need y'all money. Don't have to. Because y'all don't listen. It's a rebuttal for everything. Y'all don't listen. See, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it, bro. This is why I don't want to deal with it. Y'all young cats, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
I promise I'm going to listen.
But I don't want it.
If I'm investing my money, of course I'm going to listen. It's money on the bottom.
Yeah, I bet you. But I don't want your money. I don't need it. Thank you.
I hear you, though.
I appreciate the offer.
I'm just going to take my time.
I think you should continue to listen to when I come on and I cook up, provide this free information. I think if you take all the free information, you'll do fine. I
So can
don't
you start
think.
doing more videos on moving as it is? Because lately you haven't. I ain't gonna lie to you. Lately you've been leaving me hanging, man. Like I looked at a lot of your old videos. I probably watched a lot of your old stuff, but lately you've been pushing a lot more on too. Of course, obviously it's moving out of moving season, so it makes sense.
Well,
It
here's the
makes
thing. Not a lot of people are into moving, bro. You
yeah.
know, a lot of people ain't in the final mile. All y'all, well, not you, but most people want to go middle mile. So that's what most of my request for content
Mm,
derives from. You know what I'm saying? But you can talk to me. I'm in the Discord all the time. So nobody likes to come in. I mean, there's people in there, but that's where you find me at.
bet,
But I think if you continue to watch, call in on some of the call-in shows. The call-in show about to start back up in a couple weeks, and then get your questions answered there.
bet, bet. I definitely appreciate this. Though. I really do. I definitely needed some of this advice. I ain't taking heed of it, and I'm gonna definitely find out what the earning before taxes is, cash flow, and probably lower my prices to $100 and pay my workers a little bit more money, $10.
Pay your
So
workers more, bro. Pay your workers more. Lower your price down. Be more competitive. Pay your workers more. All right. So I gotta go, bro. I gotta
yeah,
go.
uh,
All right, man. Be safe. All right, y'all. This was a good show. Didn't expect to be on this long. But a lot of people want to talk to Mark. So appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody in the chat for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope everybody got some value from the show. Until next time, peace, 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 peace.